Welcome back to the Race Up Low podcast, episode 380 something. I'm losing track.
It's crazy.
Well, I got a couple in the can that I haven't released, or I got one, two in the can, but I think I'm gonna release one later on in December. Some of the I tape it every week, but I used to be way more topical about it.
Yeah.
So it had to come.
You're like, there's no choice. We can't be talking about something that happened.
Well,
I
just stopped fucking talking. I do news at the end. You'll see. But I picked some fucking random stories. But I would talk about shit that happened that week.
Yeah.
Now it's nothing that happens in the week is fun to talk about.
No, everything's pretty depressing right now.
Pretty awful news. So I just fucking avoid it.
Too white to talk about most of it at this point right now. So I'm just like.
I don't even think I've spoken about the war in Ukraine, and we already have another war going on.
I know there's another one.
I'm 2 wars behind.
I'm just waiting for them to tell us more about aliens because I think that's the whole. I think that's the whole distraction at this point.
That is one that I'm fascinated about because it was, there was always this UFO conspiracy theory, and then the government just comes out and says, "Yeah, we don't know what the fuck these are. Here's more videos. Here's more documents. Nobody cares."
It's weird, right?
All my youth, I was like, "Oh man," I was fascinated with UFOs, and now they're real, and everyone just moved the fuck on. Nobody cares.
No one cares. It's the strangest shit.
It's not a funny dance on TikTok. You can't. It doesn't
true.
trend.
It's not trending like it should. It just is not. Because I remember that it was and everyone that was really believed in it, you were like, you're kind of a little crazy, and now you're like, you're right.
I know I'm like, what? I wonder why you're crazy until everyone else I feel like there was good enough evidence 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And everyone was just lying about it. And now that everyone's being honest about it, especially with the government, it's oh, you're not crazy anymore. But no one the sound of people calling you crazy isn't as loud as the sound of people saying, "Oh, you were right."
Oh, 100%.
It never is.
Never
the
is.
retraction
ever.
is never big as the original story.
Ever. Ever. It's crazy. It's nuts. I don't know. I think though the thing is I think that with aliens, I think we just shouldn't fuck with them.
What do you think they're coming here for?
I think that they come to check shit out.
Really?
Do you think that they drop people off and let them exist?
Is it like the zoo for them?
Oh,
it's
yeah,
us going
Disneyland.
to SeaWorld.
100%.
Let's go see what the humans are doing.
Let's see what these fuckers are up to. I hear that they're fucking. What are we doing that's fucking weird that they'd be like? What?
I think they're here for the drugs.
I don't blame them. They're great.
I can't imagine any other galactic species has the level of drugs and drug use that we have.
Probably, but can you imagine the type of things? I don't know. Don't know much, but does anything grow on Mars and all of those places, or the
not
different
Mars,
spots?
But wherever these animals, or these aliens are coming from.
These animals.
These animals.
I feel like they would have crazy drugs.
Yeah, well, if they have faster than light travel, I think they'd move beyond habitual drug use. They're sort of higher minded.
Yeah.
Or they're just fucking crazy, or they're so fucking liberated by their technology they can do drugs all the time.
Pretty much. I wouldn't doubt it. I wonder if they shape shift. I bet they do that.
What if we could only see them if we're on drugs? If we have to be on mushrooms to see the aliens.
I would totally believe that.
Maybe that's
you do hit different dimensions on certain drugs.
Yeah. I've eaten 7 grams of mushrooms and I've lost my fucking mind.
Oh God.
That's a lot.
That's
a lot. It's called the heroic dose. It's too much.
Did you come back from it awakened, or did you come back I'm never doing that again?
No. So it was during the pandemic, and me and my friends were all sort of bouncing around from each other's apartments because we got bored sitting around. I didn't quarantine. I wasn't the best quarantiner.
Yeah, I was in Texas.
Yeah,
so
I kept my bubble to a small group of about 30 people.
Such a tiny little bubble.
A small group of about 30 different people. No, but we had nothing to do, and the government sent us money, so we did a lot of fucking psychedelics.
Yeah.
I remember one night, it was just me and Jeff. Jeff died, and we were up on the roof. I have a roof deck, or at least where I was in Studio City.
Yeah.
And I just got him into psychedelics, and we started eating them probably once or twice a month. And it's doing more and more and more. He's like, "Dude, you want to just split it a half an ounce or whatever?" And I'm like, yeah, it would have been half an ounce of mushroom. Yeah. And I'm like, sure, because I'd never done that much before, but we were doing a bunch. It was fine, and we took a photo of my kitchen, posted on Instagram of us holding the mushrooms and eating them. Oh, what fun! And an hour and a half later, the terror that set it. I was laughing so I'm thinking about it. I was like, I wish someone would take a picture of us now. We're not smiling anymore, are we?
Crying, you're in a ball. I did it a bunch with like people I used to work with, and there was always one like he was a Pisces, and he would always just get real emo. Like he was the only one out of the group that would just get emo as fuck.
Do you find that to be like a thing that elicits the ick out of you in a guy if he's emo?
No, not too much, but I mean, I maybe on like a subconscious level it could a little bit. Women want you to be a little in touch, but we don't want you to be that touch.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Women are like, like, oh, I want like a vulnerable guy, and then you meet one, you're like, that's not what I want at all.
No, but I also don't want a volatile guy either. Like I would take vulnerable over volatile any day.
But I feel like the vulnerable guy can be volatile.
That's true.
He's living on an emotional roller coaster. He's a big fucking baby.
Yeah.
I don't know. I prefer stoicism. Like, save your problems for yourself. Same for your shrink. Like, don't fucking bother me with this bullshit.
Definitely. Unless it's like the right time. But like, if you get drunk every single time and get tears and all that type of shit, then it's like, you need to go.
That's not a fun drunk. The anger drunk is not fun, and the emotional one is not a fun drunk. The cry baby.
No, it's awful.
I've dated girls like that where they just go into the fucking waterworks comes out when they get drunk and everything's an argument. It's like, what are you like? What unresolved trauma are you fucking crying about now?
Totally. Or you're like, I thought we were past this.
I know. And I ask you that because I feel like this is going to be a loaded question, but do women know what they want?
No, I'm still trying to fucking figure out what the fuck I
feel
want.
like
that's my biggest problem.
Do you want a man who's vulnerable or stoic? It's like, oh, I want one who's vulnerable, and then you date the vulnerable guy, and you're like, I fucking hate him. Like, so do you know? Does anybody know what they want? Let me not put that on women. Does anybody know what they want?
I don't think that a majority of us know what we want. I think there are a selective few that are very specific and know exactly what they want. I have friends that are
God's
just like
favorite.
to the T. But fuck, I don't know what the fuck I want. I
always
think I know what I want, and then I'm like, maybe that's not.
Yeah, I turned 40 this year, and I feel like life has just been a series of figuring out things that I don't like. Yeah. Just removing things that I fucking hate.
Yeah, completely.
And my life has slowly gotten better as I cut out things from my life that just bother me.
What's like been the best thing that you cut out?
Oh, for a stretch there, didn't have a day job. That was nice.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Yeah, no one can say fucking anything to me.
That's the
be wherever I
best.
wanted to be, whenever I wanted to be.
Yeah.
Had about 6 good years of sitting on my ass. But
that's solid. That's solid.
Yeah.
Did you get shit done though, or did you just?
Well, that's when I started doing comedy.
Oh yeah.
So I used to be in finance, and I left that and had I got like a severance check. We sold the company I was working for. Yeah. So I was like, I could stretch this out for a couple of years. I'll go travel, whatever. But then I got into comedy. I was like, then I really stretched it out.
Yeah, you real stretch it out when you get into comedy. For sure.
Living hand to mouth. But it was fun. Just like, every day it's like, what do I want to do today?
Yeah.
And people say like, oh, you'd be bored if you're not working. That's a total lie.
Yeah.
I'm here to tell you, like, you wouldn't know what to do if you didn't go to work every day. Fuck that. I know exactly what I'd get high and go for a bike ride and maybe a hike.
I still sometimes get high if I have to work.
Yeah. Hope you're not a surgeon. Yeah, I drive an ambulance.
Like,
oh shit.
I just teach kids.
Oh, you're a teacher?
No.
I was gonna say, I feel like a lot of comedians are in the education field.
There's a lot recently. I feel like they're coming out of the woodworks.
Well, they had that super successful tour that Liz Blanc is on in a few other comics. She's great, right? I'm so happy for her.
Awesome. She's
I love
amazing.
that.
She's very
people
talented.
blowing up overnight. It's fucking great. I mean, she was doing my dog shit show at Molly's a few months back, and then all of a sudden she's doing arenas.
It's fucking legit.
All of a sudden she'll never talk to me again.
She's like, I'm good. Bye.
Randy who?
So
like,
she won't be on the podcast?
I'd love to get Liz. If you're listening, please come on the podcast. I will reach out to her, but I know she's doing arena tours right now with other teachers.
She'll stop in. She'll do a little stop. Why not?
No, she's a nice guy. I feel like she would. She doesn't like the little guys.
Yeah, for sure.
On the other hand, when I make it big, I'm going to blow off all my friends.
You're just like, fuck everybody.
I'm going to get all new, way more famous, way richer friends.
Completely. Maybe get some of the like nepotism babies, just grab some of those in.
Yeah. I wonder, like, you always hope that, if good fortune smiles upon you, you'd like handle it well and not be an asshole about it. Because you always hear about like these celebrities, becoming divas or whatever, or people get rich and they change. Yeah. You hope it's not going to be you. You hope you be the same person, but you don't know.
Yeah, completely.
So I think in my head, I'm like, no, I'll be the same guy. But I'm sure there's certain things I'm like, fuck that, I'm never doing that again. Or I'm never seeing that person again. Or putting up with that thing again.
Well, sometimes I hear stuff and I'm like, are they really a diva, or they just know what they want and they're just speaking, they just have like standards of what they decide, like what their roadies are and all of those things. Because you know how like when those would go out, people be like, they want this when they're on the road. They want this. How dare they ask for that?
Yeah,
I'm
the
like,
weird riders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not roadies, riders.
Riders, roadies. Well, if they have the roadies go get it. That actually would be fun. I would totally hire a pack of my friends just to fucking hang out
That
and
would
carry
be the
my shit.
best.
Just one guy to carry all the drugs.
They do that though.
Give them a
Guys,
hazard
I feel
pay.
like
Here,
specifically do that.
Here's $80,000 a year. Just carry the drugs.
Carry the drugs.
If the cops show up, they're yours.
He's like, yes, sir. All right. There are ones that do that. I've seen them.
Oh, I would totally hire a pack of my buddies to do fucking whatever that they do. I'll pay you that from me.
Yeah.
You know, like Mikey, you just from now on, you're just my cameraman. Here's $450,000 a year. Pack your shit.
Mikey deserves more than that.
What do you think, Mikey?
I need her to negotiate a lot of things for me.
I'm really good at negotiating for other people.
Yeah, I'm terrible for myself. Oh my
I
God.
have my moments. I'll go really strong. I was learning like, all right, you got to be like, when you're asking for something, maybe shoot 50% higher than what you actually want.
Yeah, I mean, well, I've done. If you do enough corporates, you know, like corporate comedy gigs, because they pay fucking great.
Yeah.
It's like every time you ask, they're like, okay, no problem. Fuck.
Yeah.
You know, like so.
Yes.
When I start to so I've taken the tact when they say, oh, you know, what's your rate? I say, what's your budget?
That's always a good thing to know.
You know,
but then sometimes they lie.
I say it first. I'll say, let me know your budget so I'll let you know if I can work with that. And they'll like give me a range. I'm like, oh yeah. You know, and it's just way higher than I would have ever charged.
Which is smart.
Yeah.
But then sometimes I think they flip it and then they go lower. But I could be wrong.
Oh, they lie about their budget?
But I could be wrong. I'm thinking maybe more like in corporate jobs, like in general when you're negotiating.
Oh yeah, you just lowball somebody?
Yeah.
Do you have a day job?
I do have a day job.
What do we do for work? You don't have to say the name of the company. I'm not trying to get you fired.
Yeah, no, I do. I'm a brand strategist for a lawyer in a law firm.
Brand strategist for a lawyer. Lawyers need branding?
Yeah.
Don't they just need case victories?
He's fun. He's a fun lawyer.
What is he,
so
like an
it's
ambulance
fun.
chaser?
No, he's a personal injury lawyer, but
oh, he is.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
but he's fun. Like I have fun.
Well, I was gonna say,
I don't want to do it. I like can't wait till I don't have to do it. But
I was gonna say like because tax accountants don't need brand managers. You
No.
know, like tax attorneys. Like,
but just wait, they'll be out on TikTok trying to get that business.
you know, that is true. My defense attorney.
That's how I found him on TikTok.
No, my defense attorney used. So I talked about my arrest in Texas on felony marijuana possession on a podcast, not my own, on my friend's podcast back in New York. Went viral, had like 4 or 5 million views.
Yeah.
On YouTube and Instagram or whatever, and it got back to my attorney in Texas. I had like a local attorney.
Yeah.
And he apparently like did one of those TikTok things where you could like
do a slice or whatever.
Slice it up. So like I'll talk about one like my side of the story, and he'll like say, yeah, that's true, and this is like the this is the tactic I used. So like he made it like a legal selling piece. And I actually hit him up. I was like, hey man, I hope you don't mind that I talked about it. He's like, no man, it's great. I got some business off of it.
He's like, I love it.
Yeah, I was joking around. I called him. So his name is Jacob Blizzard.
Ooh.
But when you say it fast in the podcast, it sounds like Jacob Lizard.
Yeah.
So the guy in the podcast is like, shit, that's a great name for an attorney.
It really is.
So he's like, well, you fucked up my name, but they found me anyway.
They came and found me.
And I said, dude, you should go by Jacob the Lizard Blizzard.
I like that.
Put that on a billboard.
That'll get you some business.
Yeah, defense attorney Jacob the Lizard Blizzard. I want the Lizard repping me in court.
100%. I need him.
You want a fucking slick lawyer like that.
You need it. You cannot have one that's not.
I want a forked tongue lawyer.
Yes, you want that.
Keeping me free.
Just slithering around. You're like, go get it.
He actually gave me some free legal work after that. Yeah,
that's nice.
So I got arrested. He got the charges dismissed, but he got the whole arrest expunged. So like it doesn't appear anywhere.
It doesn't exist. Yeah. It never happens.
Yeah, except for me constantly retelling it on this fucking podcast.
Like, in case people forgot.
I mean, I posted my mugshot on Instagram after I got out. I released my own mugshot.
Did you look hot in your mugshot?
I didn't look hot. I looked cool.
No.
It was like a good mugshot.
Yeah.
It did me justice.
Yeah.
I looked legit. I looked tough. I looked strong.
Yeah. If I ever got a mugshot, I would just look like a little bitch.
No arrests? No, see. I know, right? Hot chicks, of course. Arrested for what? Short of murdering your husband, you can get away with anything. You're fucking.
Sometimes even that you can get away with.
I know, right? Casey Anthony killed her daughter and they let her go.
Shit is crazy. I think she's like doing interviews still and shit.
Dude, I'm Mikey. Do you think she's hot, Casey Anthony?
Not really.
I thought she was a looker, and I thought she's still a looker. I would hook up with Casey Anthony.
I can't pick. I gotta pull it up now.
Yeah, pull her up, dude.
I hope she has like a Nuva ring now.
Well,
Government enforced.
They're like, you need
yeah,
one,
yeah,
all right?
like a breathalyzer, but they just sterilize her.
They're like, before we let you out, just one thing.
Yeah, no. I think she was hot, and I don't want to have kids, so a girl like that's not gonna, let them get past the goalie.
No, she's definitely not.
She's definitely down for an abortion, pre or post birth.
I'm not the type to be turning it down. All right.
I thought
Mike found her on Google. He's like, oh, I'll take care of that.
He looks, he's like, I'm kind of into it.
If I didn't know she was a child killer.
But it wasn't her. It wasn't your child.
It was a child, though.
It was hers. She could have done it a few months earlier at a Planned Parenthood, but she decided to wait.
What state was she
and
in?
see how the kid turned out. She didn't like her.
This was proof that abortion should
Florida.
be legal everywhere.
Yeah, Florida, of course.
Florida, my
Gotta
God.
be. Gotta be
My
Florida.
God. Everything weird happens in
I
Florida.
know. Where are you from?
I'm from Texas.
Oh, well, that's not
No.
easy with the judgment over there.
I know. I was there for 18, born and raised, and
What part?
I had so much Dallas. I had so much
okay.
Texas pride. Like, I loved being from Texas. And then I went to school in Oregon, and that was when I learned that no one else likes Texas.
Wow.
I was shocked by it. I was like wearing my Texas necklace. I had so much pride. And
Let's
then I
go
was
from
like,
fascist Russia to communist China.
And then I learned all this stuff. I'd go back and I'd get drunk and I'd start telling people like my liberal arts school, the things that were going on.
Oh, they must have hated that.
They were like, come on, what's happening with you?
I love Dallas though, man. It's a fun town to perform in.
Dallas.
I feel like Dallas might have more fake boobs than
100%.
Miami. I think LA's got everyone beat still.
Yes, but LA's got a mix of titties because LA has like the small titty, like the small fake titties. That they have a range of sizes.
Yeah, but I'm saying
Texas is specific.
Yeah, yes, it's like a 1980s porn.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone in Dallas has the big.
They have
hard fake tits.
They got big titties and a cross right in the middle. That's like that's like the way that it is.
That's what Jesus died. That's what Jesus died for your sins for, to be draped over a set of new fake tits.
Of course, I feel like he's probably snuggles right in. It's like, yes, this is it. This is it right here.
Can you imagine, like, if you actually interviewed Jesus now? It's like, hey man, do you know what as your sacrifice for mankind? You know what we do with it now? Rappers wear it to get pussy, and chicks wear it in Dallas between their titties.
I think he'd be like,
this is what it's used for now. He must be like, what? I suffered for 3 days for this shit? So black guys can get blown? This is bullshit.
I support that. I think he would support that.
Well, yeah, I mean, he was a man of the people.
He really was. He chilled with some of the lowest of the lows.
I wonder, so the Bible actually has like a gap between like 8 or 10-year-old Jesus, and then he like pops back up at 31. Until he dies when he's at 33.
I think he was busy finding himself.
They just left out the puberty years for Jesus. I want to know what 22-year-old chasing pussy Jesus is like. He was a man.
Yeah.
And I don't think he knew he was God from birth. Didn't he like discover that? Wasn't it like one of those?
I don't know. Didn't they all bring him? Didn't they all bring him? I know he got bit by like some type of spider. I thought that I thought they knew right when he came.
We're confusing nursery rhymes with the story of Jesus Christ.
He's like,
he got bit by a spider. Little Miss Muffet sat on the tuffet. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, it would be a camel spider out there. You got bit by one. But I feel like, didn't they bring him a lot of gifts?
Oh, yeah, the 3 wise men.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, he must have known.
Like, I mean, God, I still.
But he must have had urges.
Yeah.
Like I said, Jesus took shits.
Well.
You know that? Like he peed because he was a man, he had to urinate. Like.
What if he didn't?
I'm sure he had a wet dream if he didn't jerk off. I mean, he wasn't a priest, right? He was Jewish.
True. Well, didn't they wasn't there like a whole. I feel like a movie was about this. I can't remember what it was called, like the Da Vinci Code or something like that, where they were talking about how like a huge portion of the Bible was taken out whenever they were doing all the revisions and the edits and things like that.
That's right. He was like,
right?
Yeah, he was supposed to be screwing around with Mary Magdalene.
Yeah, like they were married supposedly.
She was hot. I mean, she was the slut of her town. I mean, she must have been a good lay.
She was like a homie hopper. I feel like just like someone that really chilled with the homies.
I feel like that would be a good like comedy movie script.
It would be amazing.
Like Teenage Jesus.
But I think it would.
You could do a series on that.
You could do so much with that.
Yeah.
I also would just love to see just like a book from the Bible just made into a parody type of thing. I think that would be fun.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I wonder who would be a good teenage Jesus. I mean, I'd say a young Mario
Matt
Lopez,
Rife.
but he's too old now.
Matt Rife.
Matt Rife. I mean,
we could make him a teenage Jesus.
I mean, I know he's very popular, but it would be the most stunning. Although Jesus is ripped.
I bet Jesus was like a beauty,
Yeah.
but he's too white.
That's what I'm saying. My Jesus is Arab.
-2.
You know, like people like
Minus
depict this
2.
white Jesus. It's
He's
like
not.
He's Syrian.
He is for sure.
He would
not.
look like a Syrian.
I
does today.
have a bit where I'm like, Jesus is not white. Like
Yeah.
it's just not.
I like a light skinned black guy Jesus. That's what I would go
Oh
with.
yeah, I could totally see that too.
You know?
He's definitely not white.
Yeah, Michael B. Jordan, but he's maybe a shade too dark.
Ooh, Michael B. Jordan would be great.
But he'd be good. And he's
Michael B.
shredded,
Jordan
right?
would
Because
be
Jesus was
great.
shredded on the cross.
Yeah,
I mean,
he gets hotter every year. Every new cross that comes out. Every new cross that comes out, I'm like, damn, it's another ab. It's another ab.
He really does. He has so many fucking abs. He's
So
shredded.
many.
It's like he's like more shredded than Rocky in Rocky 4. You know, like he
Yes.
just fucking bumps on bumps.
Yeah,
I
being from the South, I had to go to so many different types of churches.
Oh my god!
I grew up a Christian Scientist, so then everyone was
Oh
just
wow,
trying
that's weird Christian.
weird Christian.
So
So,
you guys,
like
you didn't take any medication at
no
all?
medicine, but at
How'd
6,
you make it this far?
Well, listen, at
So you're not
6,
vaccinated at all?
I wasn't
for you.
vaccinated as a child, but at 6, my mom was like, I was really ADD, so my mom was like, the prayers won't fix her. So then they put me on medicine, and then my mom started taking the medicine, but the church didn't know, so I was like a prodigy. They were like, oh my god, the prayers worked.
We believe this until I'm tired of hearing my fucking kid.
She's like,
Yeah,
I
drug her.
can't pray
Drug her.
anymore. Drug her.
And she started taking your medication?
Yes.
That's amazing.
Well, then she was like, I think I could do it. I think I need it. So then the whole family was, besides my dad, was
so you guys
on
were all crushing up fucking
Adderall.
Adderall and snorting.
Yeah, we were just fucking. My house it was clean after that forever. Like, it was never dirty, never. But everyone was like, because in the South, like if you are a part of a Christianity that's like has another book, you're
I
considered
know.
a cult. So like everyone would try
look
to
at
save
Catholics
me.
cross-eyed. I mean, like if you're
yeah.
not Lutheran or Baptist, like what the fuck
Yes,
is wrong
they're
with
like,
you?
What's
Yeah.
happening? So every single one of my friends would always try to like recruit me into their religion.
So what
or their
are like the
branch of
tenets?
Christianity.
What are the tenets of Christian Science?
Everything. I feel like that they don't believe really in heaven or hell. It's kind of like a state of mind, and everything's really more energy related than it is like.
Oh my god, it sounds like this Hollywood bullshit. Is everyone out here a Christian Scientist?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
I could be so
fit
wrong.
right
The
in.
Christian. I'm very dyslexic, so I was not paying attention like at all during it.
It's more like a state of mind.
It's more like a state of
Christian Science.
mind.
Jesus wasn't a real person. He's more of a theory.
Nothing's really real.
That's really
I just remember that they had a thing like instead of having like a big cross everywhere, it was just like God is love, which I think is great.
I mean, that's a message you can sell.
Yeah, I would get so mad when I would go to my friends like Catholic churches and I wasn't allowed to have any of the snacks. I was so pissed.
You weren't missing much.
I
The
was
wine,
so
though,
mad.
The wine, though.
Yeah.
You can have a little sip of wine.
Yeah.
I really missed an opportunity. I feel like there was a great room for a joke to like just pound the whole glass,
Yeah.
but I never did it when I got the wine.
You know, I feel like I wonder I mean, someone's had to have done it, but the aftermath would probably be pretty
Oh,
intense.
Well, so I mean, so I was raised Catholic, and it's very, it's very somber,
Yeah.
very boring.
Yeah.
But I just get a little wafer and thought nothing of it. But if you take Catholicism seriously, when the priest blesses that little fucking communion wafer,
Mhm.
you literally think it's supposed to be like the body of Christ, like the flesh of Christ.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's kind of weird. Because like if people really think that, that's cannibalism. There's like fucking
100%,
there's
it's
300
kinda
people
off.
in here eating Jesus' flesh. What the fuck is wrong
Yeah,
with you?
I know. It's kind of weird. I've never really
strange.
thought about it like that, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird.
And the drinking of the blood.
Yeah. They're like, it's the blood.
Yeah, it's like Hillary Clinton's blood smoothies.
Literally.
When she's grinding up those babies to stay
Do
young.
people still think she's like eating babies still, or is that? Remember, like when like Tom
Yeah.
Hanks was a babe, like was moving to Greece because he loved to touch children. Like that was a whole thing.
And that guy shot up the pizzeria out in D.C.
Yeah.
I mean, look, there's plenty of real conspiracy theories out there that have legs that don't include Hillary Clinton being a lizard.
Mm-hmm.
May have the Clintons killed somebody and
I
gotten
think-
away with it? Probably.
I think
I
they
think
have.
they killed people and got away with it. But do I think she's a lizard shape-shifting? No.
She might be one of those aliens that came down and she's
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
you know what?
No.
I think if she was a lizard, she would have become president. Like I think if
That's
she
what I
had,
say.
like if she really had
Yeah.
these types of powers, I think she would have.
That's what I'm saying. If she was really the evil witch that everyone thinks she was, she'd have made herself queen.
Like little do we know, it's just Trump and he's like the lizard person. And
She shape-shifted into Trump.
She's like, I will be president at some cost. It will happen.
I'll tell you, they both wear ill-fitting suits.
Oh God, so bad.
Right?
I think it was like, I can't remember. I think it was on the Daily Show. He's like, I think he lies to his tailor about the size of his body, like, because they're always so big.
It is, yeah. And look, I don't even get into the man's politics because it's not fun.
No.
I just take him at face value. He eats, and this is apparently true. He eats well done steak with ketchup.
Oh my God.
He's never had a drink, and his suits and ties are so ill-fitting. I'm like, that person is not a person I would hang out with.
Dude,
kind of a slob, kind of a bumpkin.
I'm gonna be real with you. I come from a long line. I don't do it, but I come from a long line of well done steaks with ketchup.
Yeah, my sister does it. That's why I don't like her. No,
I did it like at one time. Like my mom got remarried, and my stepdad was like, "Don't do that." Like, and I finally tried steak the way that you're supposed to, and I never went back. I never looked back.
Smart.
It's delicious.
You always go chef's choice, and they always go medium rare.
Like, exactly.
You
like
know.
that's
they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing.
Like it's like you're gonna just burn this beautiful steak and then rub it
especially
around
in Dallas. It's a steak country down there.
Oh my God, it's so good.
Yeah. There's actually a question for you. You said the South. Is Dallas the South or is that like the West? Because I get a very like country. Like it's definitely like country.
Yes,
but like when I think the South, I think like Mississippi.
Completely.
Or Alabama. But Texas is like its own thing. It's like a cowboy.
I can
whereas
totally see
Mississippi
that.
is like fucking redneck.
Yeah,
you know?
But there's definitely, I feel like when you start moving East Texas and stuff like that, like it is country.
Well,
but
yeah, like rural, like outside of Houston, those people are like Louisiana people. They're like Alabama people. But Dallas is more cowboy.
For sure. For sure.
The guys still wear the hats, which I think is fucking dumb. You like it?
I don't
Women
really
love cowboy. Women love a big dumb hat.
It's sexy, but like I don't know. I like baseball hats at the end of the day, but like a cowboy hat can be sexy. But you need to like if you have like a 9 to 5 and you're like still in your cowboy hat, I'm like a little. But if you have
it's one of the things you actually have to be. You can't dress up like it. You have to be it.
Yeah, like if you have a ranch and you got a cowboy hat, that's fucking hot. I'm like wet thinking about it.
Yeah.
But
if you live on the 14th floor of a high rise and you got a fucking cowboy hat, like, take that thing off, jerk.
Yeah, I'm like, fucking take it off. But if he's like receding hairline, then it's like, put it back on.
Women always like a big dumb. I bet you have one of those big dumb hats, those fall hats.
I have some, but I have an issue when I wear hats. Like I know they're on my head and I feel insecure about it.
Really?
Yeah. I'm not a hat girl. I don't know why. I'm just not. I'll do a baseball cap, but like all the
from
other
Dallas,
ones,
no cowboy hat for you.
I'll do like when I went to Oregon, I would always wear like a cowboy hat to the game and stuff like that.
Okay.
But like a straw one, or like if I'm on the beach, I'll wear a straw one. But I'm not gonna I'm not a hat girl. I want to be, but I'm not.
Well, yeah, because I mean it's that time of year now. You know, the
like,
fall.
always
with
gets me bad.
the those fucking horse riding boots and the big brown hat.
Oh yeah.
And the shawl.
Oh,
every
yeah.
girl. I just described every girl's outfit that gets a fucking
pumpkin spice.
Yeah, pumpkin spice latte.
Sure.
That's what it is. And they're just throwing the flowers up in their stupid Instagram reel. Oh,
yes.
the leaves.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes. You reminded me. I need to do that. I haven't done that yet.
I gotta set my calendar for my annual fall fucking boomerang throw in the fucking dry leaves.
It's hard to find leaves out here. You can't find the fall.
You're just throwing fucking homeless people's hypodermic needles up.
You're just like, that's funny. That's so good. That might be my
Start a
next
business
post.
shipping leaves into LA girls.
Yeah, dude,
right? I think that would be great.
there are dumber fucking businesses out here that exist. They have businesses out here where you can bleach your dog's asshole. You know this?
Really?
You can bleach your asshole and get and like, yeah, it's fucking crazy. Your dog can get like fake testicle implants.
I've seen that.
They have a lot of weird shit like that.
I'm not gonna lie though, I wouldn't mind if someone would just bleach their dog's asshole so I wouldn't notice it as much.
Yeah.
I hate like having to see a dog and cat's assholes all the time.
That's why, I mean, dogs I'm less concerned about because their tail usually covers the butthole.
Yeah.
But that's another downside of cats.
Yes.
No matter what cat you have, you can always see right into its colon.
Completely.
And
they
it's
love
not a
to
good
rub
look.
it in your face.
It's not a good look.
They love to rub it in your face. They love to.
I don't know what your cat's on.
No, my cat, I had a cat for a minute and I think she was on the spectrum for sure.
Can cats be autistic?
I think she was. Or
dogs
she
can
was
have depression, apparently.
I can believe that.
But how do you know your dog's depressed? Did he tell you? I have multiple friends who have dogs on Prozac.
Shut the fuck up.
What the fuck is that dog sad about?
Is it because they're anxious?
I guess, but also like, what is that dog sad about? But also, how do you know it's depressed?
Sometimes I feel bad for dogs who are like true emotional support dogs. Like I'm just like, oh, I feel bad for you.
That is true. You put a lot of baggage on a sweet animal.
I know. I'm like, damn.
You know,
like that's a lot. Like who's taking care of that dog?
The dog's in therapy because it's listening to its
Yes,
owner.
it's like I can't handle this anymore. You should see what she's like when she tries to go to the grocery store. It's crazy.
That's a good business for LA. I am a dog therapist.
There is dog
Like
psychics, like pet psychics, where you
Oh
can
my
go.
god!
And
If they
like,
have dog psychics, they should
they
definitely be
have
dog
to.
therapists.
I think there is definitely someone out there. I mean, who's giving the dogs Prozac? Is it just the vets?
Yeah, a vet will give a dog Prozac.
Oh man!
But I mean, if you're dog psychic, are you talking to the dog in the other world, or are you just playing? Are you just playing with it, hearing it bark? You know, it's like how do you know what the dog wants from the other side?
Well, I think that like it's you take it. Like I have a friend who has her animals go to one, and it's just
wait.
Like,
I thought
it's an actual.
whoa.
No, that's an actual pet psychic.
I thought the human owner went to the psychic to talk to its dead animal. You're saying that she takes her dogs. The
Yes.
dogs are the client.
Yes.
What the fuck sense does that make?
Yes, and they talk about like what they think about things, like what they and my friend swears I don't want to say specifically what animal it is because it'll be really obvious who
It's a
the
ferret.
person is. But
Whoa, wait. So this friend, his choice of pet is so obvious that
Oh, yeah.
if you mention,
but she's told me the things, and then like I'll hear it, and I'm like, you know what? Like that kind of sounds right.
I need the name of this comic after the show.
She's amazing.
This is I'm sure, but if she's not doing a bit on this, she's not.
She needs to.
Yeah.
She needs to.
Because I literally thought when you said dog psychic, like, oh, a human went to a psychic to like speak to one of his dead pets that it misses. No. The dog goes to the psychic to talk about what its future holds.
Yeah, like what it thinks, like how it feels, like all the things.
So you take your dog, and the dog's like, "Am I ever gonna find love in this life?"
He's like, I want to fuck, and I can't now because I have no balls.
Yeah. Will I ever get another meal from this fucking lazy bitch who didn't feed me this morning?
She doesn't feed me enough. That's really the issue here. She beats me.
Well, that was the thing. Like, I was talking to a buddy, like just off. We were just smoking weed. Like, sitting. It was back with my roommate's dog. He got a new dog, but his old dog. We were sitting there talking, and he's like, well, what do you think the dog's thinking about? I'm like, the dog's thinking about? His dog's like, it's hungry. Is there any food? Is there any food? Let's go outside. Let's play fetch. Hungry. It has three thoughts. I want to eat. I want to go outside. And I want to chase something. Like that's like the three thoughts. You
don't think that they judge their owners? Like you don't think that they're sitting there like, oh, another.
I'm sure, but they don't have another drink.
Another drink.
Another man.
You're gonna another guy. This isn't gonna fill the hole.
This is 2 in a day, lady. You're building up a reputation here.
I would though. If I had a pet, I would maybe take it to a pet psychic. I am not above it.
I mean, I would do it just to see what the fuck that is.
I would want to know.
As a joke. As long as it was reasonably priced. If it was like $75 or less for the hour.
Oh, no. I think it's probably like $250. I bet you're hitting I bet you're hitting a sweet $250.
What?
Because to talk to a normal psychic,
I could see a real doctor for that.
I could see a real doctor. I could see one.
That's crazy, dude.
I've been to a psychic before, and I paid $250 to talk to her.
Ooh, like, who convinced you? Are you into like the?
I'm into it a little bit, but where I was working, a girl brought it up, and my dad passed away when I was really young, and so I was like, I want to talk to my fucking.
Well, that
dad.
explains a lot. I'm kidding.
I know it does though. It really does though. It does.
Fucking inappropriate jokes making fun of my guests. Dead dad.
Dad checks out. No, but I was at where I was working at the time. Like a bunch of people's dads had died, and like one girl found this psychic, and she was like, or medium, and she was like, it was amazing. And so then I was like, fuck, I'm gonna do it.
What did that cost you?
It cost me $250. $250 for an hour.
For an hour. And what did you get out of this? Like, did you think she was actually speaking to your dead dad, or was it just like cathartic and she kind of was like, it's almost like a therapy session, it's kind of supportive?
I honestly really feel like she was. Yeah. I recorded it. And so oh
yeah, for fucking $250. I want it on YouTube.
But they say, have you ever heard that like whenever supposedly like spirits are like in the room or whatever, I have some Wookiees, some type of shit like that. Okay. But like it's supposed to like, you're supposed to get like frequencies kind of, it makes like a zzz sound and all this kind of stuff.
Oh, like the feedback that
the
Mike
feedback
was
and stuff.
Earlier?
Yes, that was my dead dad.
Hey, Dad.
Hey, Dad. I'm glad you're with us.
Stop fucking with my studio when she leaves.
But like when she was talking to him, that's when like the frequency on the things
Okay.
kind of started getting wonky. But I think for me, it was kind of like a little bit of closure. And in my mind, on some days, I'm like, yeah, I think it was. But she predicted a lot of other things that happened where I was like, damn.
So how do you, like, I mean, it seems like there's like, you Google psychic and there's millions of them.
Tons.
It seems to be not a very rare, or I guess if it is true, then a lot of the psychics that are out there are lying.
100%.
But if there is people that are mediums and that do have psychic abilities, why aren't they like, betting on the fucking Super Bowl winner? Like,
I know.
like
Well,
buying Apple stock 20 years ago.
I think it's a little bit, because I think there's a difference between a psychic and someone who's a medium.
Okay.
And I think that you have to be specific with the energy that you channel. I don't think that they just I think maybe but it's right. Why isn't there a psychic that's just rolling in the dough? Why didn't they
Well, they are rolling in the dough, your money.
My money. But when I went to her, I was like, wait, couldn't you not have told me about the fucking pandemic? Like, you didn't tell me shit.
You got my personal life nailed down, but some of the bigger, broader things.
There was some big shit you could have
wars
warned
that are
me
going to kick
about.
off in 2023. I'm going to keep an eye out for.
Yeah, I would like to have known about that. Just a little bit.
Don't book travel to Israel anytime soon.
Like something like that. It would be nice to know. But I went like in 2016.
Okay.
But I agree with you. I mean, they say too that the way that they like a lot with psychics too, there's like a specific like like the way that they reach for things, they can kind of like make it, they can be so general with it to where they're like, oh yeah, I do have. Like they're like, I see a J. I see a J.
There is an intuition though. Like, have you ever seen Netflix had it? It's like Darren Brown. I forget the names of all the specials, but he's like it's called like a mentalist, and it's like it's like illusionist, but he also it's like a long con.
Yeah.
So like in these long, elaborate, like hour and a half long, like magic specials, like I don't know what he calls it. He has like a different term for it. He like convinces people to like commit a murder.
Yeah.
But it takes like days and weeks, and it's like a whole planned thing. So, but that's like just like a really, really adept con man. Like
Totally.
like you're able to like sort of read the room, and that is a skill.
Oh, 100%.
And to be able to like tease out some things that do connect with you is impressive.
Yeah.
But I always wonder like why like these hauntings and stuff, like how come there's never like a groper?
I know.
Like
or
why don't they ever do anything fun?
Didn't Anna Nicole Smith have sex with a ghost? Wasn't that a thing that came out a while back ago?
Well, I mean, that was her ex-husband. He was just an old man. I don't know. He was a 96-year-old billionaire. I don't know if he was a ghost, but I'm sure it was like having sex with a ghost.
Probably. A little bit more creakier though.
Yeah, but if I was like haunted, if I was like haunting somewhere, first of all, I would haunt like a strip joint.
Oh, that's the
right.
perfect
It's
spot.
always like some old rundown building in the middle of nowhere. It's like fuck, or like the insane asylum. Like, why don't you haunt anywhere cool like the beach?
Yeah, just over in the beach, just like oh.
Yeah, I'm haunting Malibu. Fucking
Randy's the peeping Tom ghost.
exactly. Yeah. Or
we just don't know that they're there. That's the big thing.
that's the thing. So
They're
every
just
time
like,
someone yawns, I'd put my ghost dick in their mouth. Try and get a blowy out of it.
they're like, I don't feel it.
Yeah, or you like some groping, something.
I know.
Some fun. They
We gotta wait for Bill Cosby to die.
How is he still alive, by the way?
I don't know. Isn't he going on tour? That's what I heard.
I know. Yeah, he was like 86 when they put him in jail. He had like a wonking, droopy eye. He was,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it was like shaded over too, like it was going like dead eye.
Oh, my friend Sarah, she would always like when it was all going on, she was like, "Yeah, Bill Cosby," but like, why isn't anyone talking about his eye? Like, why isn't anyone bringing up his eye? Like,
That old glass eye that he has, it's weird.
He lost that in one of the instances. Someone kicked it.
Dude, I always thought his case was like the worst of them too, because I mean, there's a guy at his height, like I'm sure most of those women he raped would have had sex with him voluntarily.
Yeah.
He decided to drug them. What a creep.
Yeah. Drugging is a thing though. I was drugged recently.
You ever drugged?
Yeah. I was drugged
How do you
like
know
2
though?
years.
Or do you just drink a lot yourself?
No, because I woke up with no hangover. And then like I threw up in the morning and like it had a specific taste, and then I felt like disoriented afterwards too. And
Where was this? Like under what circumstances?
it was a place I used to work.
At work?
Yeah, I like
It
got
wasn't at a bar?
I used to work at like a really nice restaurant in Beverly Hills.
Okay, I was like, Jesus Christ, you're in this law office and they guys
I know.
fucking roofing
They're like,
you?
hee hee hee.
I got roofing at lunch and woke up in my bed.
That's what got me out of it, was that like I had a good friend of mine who started this marketing company,
Okay.
and she was like, at the time, she was like, I'm going to get you in touch with a lawyer and we're going to see what we can do for this case.
Oh, nice.
But I just like didn't do the right things to be able to.
Oh,
have
so you're gonna like
everything.
try and
And
sue?
I was going to, but then I was just like, there's just so much. It was a really like, the company was, it would have been a whole feat,
A whole nightmare.
which I should have probably honestly done. But I had sex in one of the room. I had sex in like one of the freezers or something, or like
In the freezer?
like in the like the big fridges or
Oh
whatever.
yeah, the walk-in.
The
fridge.
walk-in, and I was like,
That's
you know,
impressive. Maintain whoever that guy is maintaining a boner in minus 40 degrees.
It wasn't that cold, but I was like, if I go and do this case, they will probably like. He said there was no videos in there, but I was like, they'll probably pull that video up, and I would probably have a really tough time with that.
It would be accusations.
Yeah.
I mean, like now.
But the thing with drugging too is like, by the time I went and got like tested and everything.
Oh, you'd have to be tested immediately.
Yeah,
immediately.
I had nothing in my system, and one place was like, maybe it was just carbon monoxide poisoning.
Carbon monoxide.
And then they're like, I think you have an STD, and it just like is really bad. No, one of them said this to me. She's like, I think you had psychosis if you drink with a really bad STD. And so they tested me, and I had nothing, and I was
What do
like,
they think you're like Al Capone? You had syphilis and lost your
I
mind.
was
Like,
like,
what?
you lost your mind. I was like, doesn't it make sense that I'd be drugged? Like, there were multiple people at my work that had been drugged. And
Oh,
I was
really?
like, yeah, there was one girl that was drugged before me. And then that's when I was like,
Same
it had
guy?
to have been.
Is there a suspect the same
I never
guy?
figured. I kind of have a feeling because I ended up going and watching the tapes, and I had one of my really good friends with me, and we were watching. One of the bartenders were like, that looks really weird what he just did. And he was like, he wouldn't drug her in front of all these people.
I mean, that seems to be the best place to
That's
do it.
the best place to do it.
The
But
commotion of a busy bar.
yeah. But it was one of those things. It wasn't like a blackout, because I've blacked out before. I know that feeling.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like a blackout.
Huh.
And I woke up like peed my pants. Like
Oh,
my
wow.
friend came and I was like walking this, like, I don't know anything, but I called her. I was like, I'm in a Wells Fargo parking lot. I don't know how I got here.
Yeah. No one's ever drugged me at a bar. Somebody please give me free drugs
I know, give
at
him
the
some
bar.
drugs. Give him some drugs. But this one's not
Put
a fun
two
one.
in mine.
This one's not a fun one. If it was like ecstasy, it'd be fun. This one just makes you like forget. Like,
Yeah,
it just makes you just
GHB,
like,
you just fucking
yeah,
it's
you're
a
just
puddle
like,
on the floor.
yeah. But I remember at this bar before it happened to me, they had like a bunch of bottles that were hidden behind bottles, and they would take like cap shots, and someone told me that's GHB.
Oh,
or
yeah,
whatever
yeah,
it
yeah.
is.
So I'm not very adventurous with my drugs. It's weed and mushrooms and shit.
Same.
and
That's
liquor.
what I like.
But like, you know, like if you're getting into the chemicals, you know, I've taken acid only once because it's like it was, you know, interesting, but it wasn't as sort of soft and enjoyable as mushrooms. They're both psychedelics.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't need to take this weird chemical mixture. I can just eat this thing.
I don't know why I'm so scared of acid.
Really?
I'm scared I would like, I think I'm still stuck in the Dare era of like,
Oh,
that
yeah.
guy cut his dick off and ate it. That chick jumped off of a building because she thought she could fly. Like, and I would be that bitch. Like, I would be that bitch that would cut my dick off.
Are you coming out as trans right now? I was once a man.
I was once that acid hit. But yeah, no, but like I've always, but I know that it's not like that. Everyone says that like when you take a light amount, it's really euphoric and great.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of want to try DMT, but the whole ayahuasca thing seems like you gotta go down to the fucking jungle.
Is DMT's
so the active ingredient in ayahuasca is DMT.
okay?
And there's two ways you can do it. You can like smoke it,
Yeah.
and it lasts like 20 minutes,
Yeah.
and you sort of disappear and come back, or you go through the whole journey to take ayahuasca. And they have, I mean, it's LA, so there's 1,000 places you can do the
I
ceremony
want to
here.
do ayahuasca so bad, but I don't
the
want to
real way to
shit
do it,
throw
you gotta
up.
go down like fucking Costa Rica in the
Yeah,
jungle
and, like,
hike
Peru,
into the jungle.
right?
Yeah, and hike into the jungle, do that shit.
I would want to do it like that, but the thought of like puking and stuff and shitting myself and like being in a room amongst other people
Yeah,
doing
the purge.
that sounds so horrible to me. But everyone says it's really great.
I wonder if you could take like a laxative before that, so you know,
So you don't. There is like I think a specific way that you're supposed to eat, prepping for it and everything like that. I think there is like a prep system to some sort.
Yeah, because the idea of throwing. I mean, I've had to throw up on mushrooms before, and that's not fun.
Oh, that sucks. I've only had
I
really
feel like I throw
great
up
trips.
every time on mushrooms.
You really?
Really? I love that tickly feeling when you get that little stomach ache,
I mean,
and
I
you're
don't
like,
like the
ooh,
feeling,
it's
but it just
coming.
passes in like an hour, and then I'm like in the trip.
Yeah,
You know.
I love it because it kind of like my tummy like, starts to do it, and then it goes, and then it goes away, and then the
Okay.
stomach starts to go
Yeah.
again.
I mean, I like the come down off of mushrooms. I think it's as good as going up.
Really?
Well, because it's just so soft.
I always just go to bed and then I just wake up normal.
Oh yeah, but I can't. I mean, you can't go to sleep right away. And there is a come down from it. Like, and I feel like when you're coming down, you're like you're kind of coming back down to earth. But then you forget. Oh wait, I'm still on mushrooms. Like
Yeah.
like all right, things are starting to make sense. And then I'll like go walk to the kitchen refrigerator. I'm like, no, this doesn't make any sense. I'm gonna go lay back down.
I love when you're sitting and then like the wall starts moving.
I know.
Like, but
I haven't
every
done it in months. I
epiphany.
gotta do them again.
I know. I want to do some. I've been doing chocolates more, but I love just like the straight shroom.
Yeah. Oh well, the chocolates are nice because they're easier to transport, and I feel like they are since they're processed. Like they're easier on your stomach.
Yeah.
When you're just munching down those dry ass mushrooms, like it's.
Have you got like a chasing system with them? What do you do?
So I like to camp and do like outdoor stuff.
Yeah.
So I will often bring them, just dried mushrooms, and then I'll bring like some bananas because when you eat it with a banana, it like coats it, so you kind of choke it down.
Yeah.
Another good one, my favorite when I'm home, you put it in a smoothie.
Oh, I've never done that.
You just make a smoothie and just throw a handful of mushrooms in it. It tastes like a fucking smoothie, but you get ripped. Yeah.
I always chase it with pudding.
Pudding.
Yeah, it's really nice with pudding. There's no real nice, but
pudding?
it's chocolate, vanilla, whatever you feel like. Maybe you want to throw some tapioca in there.
Jello?
Whatever you want. Jello, no, won't hit the same.
Yeah, it's fucking the Cosby special. What are you gonna say, Mike? What do you go with?
Zebra cakes, chunky peanut butter and jelly.
Chunky peanut butter jelly makes
the
sense.
chunky you won't notice it as much.
Yeah.
And like something that overcoats everything.
What's a zebra cake?
It's some type of hostess bullshit. Just
okay.
open one up, throw it in.
Well, that's the thing. Like, because the peanut butter makes sense because I feel like you have to get like a coating on the dry.
Yeah,
mushroom. It's like eating cardboard, which makes it tough choking.
And
down.
it's bad.
It's bad. But like that's what you need. You need some sort of lubrication to get that shit down your throat.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're just choking on it.
Yeah.
It gets stuck in your teeth. The worst.
Oh, it's
picking
the worst
mushrooms out of your teeth.
You're like, oh, you taste it again. You're like, ugh.
Yeah. So I like the chocolates. I mean, but it's like the convenient to pack in and out. But
if you eat like a whole I split a bar with somebody at chocolate bar.
I ate half to the whole bar. These people who microdose, man, I'm not that guy. I fucking do the full macro dose.
Sam, I'm like, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it.
I usually eat about 3 grams.
Yeah.
I go all the way in with it.
It's good. It's good. I had one that tasted like Captain Crunch. It was so delicious.
The mushroom?
Like it was like chocolate, but it was like the chocolate was like Captain Crunch flavor. It was so good.
Where do they manufacture? Isn't it legal in California now?
I think it is now, but I don't know where you would buy it at.
They're everywhere in California.
I haven't been able to find them, but I haven't really been looking.
Oh my god, you're a comedian. Just ask another.
I know.
Comedian.
I need to just ask another.
I'm sure I might have some in my car. No, but they were hard to get back east, man.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, so like there would be like in the spring, there'd be like I remember at least in college, I remember that's when I first like started really getting, really taking mushrooms. Every spring, like the end of March, April, it's like, oh, the mushrooms are on their way. They're ready.
Wait.
And they just come down from Vermont in like big batches.
Don't like the original OG ones, like weren't they like grown off of cow shit?
Cow shit, yeah. I mean, in Florida, maybe in Texas, because the cattle over there, they just fucking grow in fields. So you just go out and pick them up.
Yeah.
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 So some cow shit. And that's a real fucking adventurous person. Some human being, some many thousands of fucking years ago, saw a mushroom growing out of a giant piece of cow shit. Was like, you know what? I think I could eat that.
I know. How many times do you think how many tries did they have till they were like, yeah, this is good?
Brave. That guy who ate the mushroom out of the cow shit is way braver than the first guy who ate an oyster.
100%.
Like, oh, could you imagine someone who thought this was edible? It's like, could you imagine someone thought shit was edible?
Yeah. I bet there was I bet he probably ate it with some shit and was like, yes.
You know how crazy that must be? Like, I wonder if like other animals like stumble upon cow shit. Like, is there like a dog running around like in some ranch?
Yeah.
And eating the fucking mushrooms out of cow shit and losing its mind?
Oh, for sure.
I hate to break it to you, Randy, but they used to use that shit as fertilizer for things.
Oh, just spreading mushrooms all over the place?
No, just growing things in general.
Growing things in shit, yeah.
Yeah.
But it grows on the shit, Mike.
Yeah.
Like you're like literally picking mushroom out of shit and eating it. Like there's shit on the bottom of the mushroom.
Do you think that person was just starving and they're like, I just need something, and then they're like, whoa, they got something?
Dude, I remember I saw that survivalist Bear Grylls one time take fucking, I think it was camel shit. He's oh no, it was elephant dung. He's like, oh, elephant dung. It's a good source of water if it's fresh. And he picked up like a fucking small basketball sized handful, and over his face he just squeezed it and squeezed the water into his mouth. He just drank shit water. He's like, yeah, it's a survival thing if you need to do it. It's obvious it tastes awful, but
Is it bad that I'd rather die?
Yes, that's what I said.
I would rather die.
If I'm in that, if I'm stuck in the Kalahari Desert, I'm looking for a sharp object to slit my wrist.
Same.
I'm not walking out of there.
Same. Honestly, I might try to go out like really cool, like I'll have an animal eat me or something.
Yeah,
but, like,
yeah. I'm not fucking.
I'm not like wringing out shit and being like, one more day.
Like that guy that James Franco played in that movie got caught while he was fucking.
And he
cutting
cuts his
arm
arm
and he
off.
saws his own arm off. I would have taken that same pocket knife and just jabbed it in my neck.
Same.
one motion, fucking over.
Same. Done. Finished.
You know, instead he's there sawing off his arm with a little Swiss Army knife. It's like, dude, you could just push that into your carotid artery and called it a night.
Literally done. Good. Oh my god,
it's wild. I don't. The instinct to live is one I don't think I have.
I know I don't, because sometimes I get depressed.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I don't want to be here anymore.
I'm over it. I'm done. It's good. No, that's crazy. Some of it, even like at the end of the world, like I'm like, I think I'll be fine if I die in the first wave.
Oh yes, you got to go first wave.
I'm fine being out in the first wave.
I'd rather be the first wave because, like I said, you don't want to be out in the fucking desert eating cat food out of a can.
No,
you
and
know,
then
like,
I'll
trying
be
to
like
survive.
maybe a zombie. I don't know why I assume that zombies will be there, but like then I might become a zombie and then just be hanging out.
See that seems like a better fate than being a ghost, being a zombie.
Yeah, I honestly think it'd be fun to be a ghost.
Yeah, it could be fun as long as you can hang out with the other ghosts.
Yeah,
you know, like
cool.
Because the thing is, if you're a ghost and you're alone in the ghost world, and the people in the real world can't hear you, all you can do is haunt them. Then you're only having like one, like no one interacts with you.
Talk to you.
But if you can like bullshit with the other ghosts, like I wonder if there's like a break room for the ghosts.
I hope
like
there
oh,
is.
you know, I'm going for lunch, and you stop the haunting for now. And you go hang out with your ghost friend.
They're like, "Where's Randy?" He's like, "He's peeping through that peephole again." He's just haunting Emily Ratajkowski. Don't mind him.
I'm haunting her vagina. It's really strange.
Every night he disappears. But yeah, like.
We don't see ghosts because they're all at the same fucking peephole somewhere.
They're all at one house.
I'll never see one in my life. I'm too fucking ugly.
they're all like the USC fucking women's volleyball locker room.
They're like
very crowded area here with the ghosts.
Like, I feel like I can't get through.
Yeah, they're all at the Rhino, the Spirit Rhino. Every male goes in town.
Do you think that there's like strippers that are haunting it, so then they get to like get lap dances by the ghost strippers?
That'd be cool. Could you imagine if you? Oh, that must be the worst.
That might be where the
those
aliens
strippers
are, you
spending 1
guys.
second longer at that club.
Yeah,
They're dead.
That's what I'm saying, man. Could you imagine, Mike? Like if you're a stripper and you died and you haunt the fucking strip joint, you're like, I gotta still work. I gotta be on the pole.
I still gotta work.
At least they'll finally float and won't be on them heels.
She's
I know,
jealous of Diamond because Diamond took her spot. She's like, fuck Diamond.
Slip on the pole.
Yeah, she's like fucking doing all these things to fuck her up.
Do you guys remember that? It was a nightclub. I think it was in Dallas. It was a strip club in Dallas. I'm pretty sure it was Dallas, where they had like a 2-story high stripper pole.
Oh shit!
And this was during this was like right before the pandemic. This was like viral. So one of the dancers was like, doing her thing, and she's like all the way up at the top, and she usually has like the little corkscrew thing all the way down, but she like lost her footing and just fucking plummeted to the ground.
Oh no.
No, she lived. She was fine.
Oh.
She like played it off and started twerking.
Actually, I think I did see this. I saw this.
That club is in Dallas. And I've been to that
Texas
strip club.
strong. Look at her.
I've been to that strip club. It's more like a warehouse party than a strip club. I mean, it's enormous.
Yeah.
But where's the hazard pay? Like that. Talk about dedication to your job. She just fell 25 feet.
Yes.
And potentially broken bones, and she goes right into the twerk.
Full commitment.
No one there, and no one seems to like notice that she like hit the deck really hard.
They're just like, whoa.
That's part of the act. Yeah, she's getting brain damage.
They do like hit that ground though so hard when they come down from the pole sometimes.
Oh, when they drop it like it's hot?
Yeah, like I'm like, it's like when you watch, I don't like younger kids fall and they just pop back up.
Oh yeah, well, because they're not falling from far.
Yeah.
But you see an old person fall. Oof.
Oh, it's frightening.
They fall in stages. They
Yeah.
they take a tumble and it's like slow motion falling.
Have you seen the like emergency things that they have where it's like a coat and when they fall it like it releases?
Wow, they have like a
Life
marshmallow jacket.
Yes.
I've not seen this.
It's a thing.
Oh my god, I wonder
The
what that
ads
goes
are
for.
awesome, but
I wonder if I wish I had one, just like a little ripcord and just fuck with people.
right?
Like,
You're like, oh.
Well, it's not even a ripcord. There's a sensor in it. So when the old person, if they like pass out, they don't have to pull anything. It just senses that, oh, that guy's going to the ground too quickly.
Yeah.
Fucking airbag.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So what if I stop short in the car? Will it like fucking turn on my My grandparents'
You
airbag.
it could do it.
Are they expensive? They must be.
They have to be.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing. Like you see that on like some of these like MotoGP high end motorcycle racers have those jackets that like fill up like that, and they're really expensive. Those things are like fucking $10,000 a suit. So it must be a very very expensive jacket for your grandpa.
Yeah, you gotta really love them. You gotta really love them. Guys, people and old folks don't
Hips
get
be
them.
expensive too, man.
Oh, dude, yeah. Well, and that's the thing too. You get a hip injury, you're fucking dead.
That's true though.
I mean, like it's something like I want to say it's like 2/3 of the time. If you break your hip after 80, you're dead within 2 years.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
they just it's over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. You wouldn't like. It's wild that is.
Well, I guess it's probably because of your mobility, right?
Yeah,
if you can't get up and down,
Yeah.
you can't. Your health deteriorates and you die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And recovery probably is a lot rougher for them too.
Yeah, that's why I hope to die at a reasonably young age.
What would be the age?
Well, I just don't want to be. I don't want to have like the wheelchair years where I can't wipe my own ass.
Yeah.
Like I want to be self sufficient until I die.
Yeah.
So basically I'm saying I want a sudden death.
I just want to be hit by.
I just want
to
to drop dead one day. The idea of wasting away is what frightens me.
I know that part is horrible. Have you ever heard now that they do a lot of like LSD before, like if you have a terminal illness and you're like 2 months and you have only 2 months to live, you can do LSD.
Or mushrooms, and I heard it's like very, very, very relieving for like the stress of dying.
Yeah,
people get like comfortable with the idea, and I can see how. Yeah. I mean, I was started off the podcast talking about me and Jeff eating fucking 7 grams a piece on the roof, and at one point, like I was basically I was like untethered from my body. I didn't feel like a person.
Yeah,
and and Jeff and I just like laying on these chaise lounges, like fucking looking up, like what the fuck. And Jeff goes, "Hey man, am I dead?" No, you're not dead. He's like, "I feel dead." I'm like, "I assure you're not dead because you're talking to me."
You're still
because if you're dead, then I'm dead, and I'm not dead because I can still hear the music. I brought up a little Bose sound like radio.
I can still hear the music.
That was the only thing that was keeping me at all tethered to any reality.
Were you going was your mind going to dark places?
No, it was really enjoyable for me. But I just didn't. Nothing felt. Like I said, my head and my body were two separate things. Yeah. So like the only thing that like let me know I was physically attached to the earth was I just kept saying in my head, I can't let the music stop.
Yeah.
I do not want the music. I was enjoying the music. I was like, I don't want that music to stop. just you can think about let your mind wander, but just make sure the music keeps playing.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah, Jeff I think came undone for a little bit.
He came a little undone.
Well, for about an hour he didn't say a fuck, and he's a talker. For an hour he didn't say a fucking word. He just like cinched like the cords that he had a hoodie, put the hoodie up and like cinched them real tight and just sat there. Just sat like this.
That's hysterical.
And then all of a sudden after that, it's like, whoa, man, that was a lot.
That was intense.
I mean, we're still high as shit for another 5 hours. But that peaking, that 90-minute peak, about an hour, from an hour to an hour and a half, it was like fucking, I don't know what was going on.
I love I always have the epiphany whenever I'm doing it. I'm just like, nothing matters. Nothing really
all the
matters
things I worry
in the
about,
best way possible.
Exactly.
It doesn't fucking matter.
All the things I'm concerned myself with are the most irrelevant things.
Yes.
It's like I was like, I gotta get back to that work email. What?
No, just enjoy your life.
What are you talking about?
Just enjoy.
Email.
Fuck emails.
What a weird idea. Email.
Ooh, who would have thought?
Did you start in Dallas, by the way?
No, I started here.
I was gonna say I thought you started in LA. This got to be the hardest fucking town.
Yes, I feel like that was like, and I started. I think if you start a little bit like that weird time between was when there wasn't, but you probably know because like there wasn't slotted mics or anything like that, so you just had to do like buckets and all that kind of thing.
Yeah, so I started back in Boston. I moved out here at the end of 2019, and I am so thankful because I came like right when the slotted things were out.
Yes,
which is fine, but. It makes it faster to get like on stage. You pay for those you basically pay $5 as an open micer, which is crazy. That
I know,
as an open micer,
no one has any.
You
money.
are the customer, and the fucking. But you pay, but you don't have to wait all night. No. Back in Boston, I remember I put my name on a list. It'd be 50 people.
It's the worst.
It'd be 9 o'clock, and I'd be going up at 2 a.m. But at least there were like it was at a bar, and there was like other drunk vagrants.
Yeah.
So
how many open mics in Boston did they have? Was there just one?
No, that's the thing. Boston's a great comedy town. I was doing 2 or 3 a night.
Oh, that's great.
Every night. So every night there's open mics, at least 2.
Yeah.
If not 3, and then every night there's multiple bar shows.
Yeah.
And then there was then Laugh Boston opened like before I even started, which is like an A club out there that people work, and they have Nick's, another smaller room. So there's like plenty of places to do comedy. It's like a big comedy DNA. So I was happy about that.
Yeah.
And it's also smaller towns. Like you can like everything's like fucking 2 miles from each other. So
yeah.
you can,
Oh, that's great. So you can like walk to everything.
exactly. So I was just like bopping around. But out here, man, like you want to do 2 mics a night, you got to fucking go from Santa Barbara to goddamn Ontario. You know,
I used to just
drive
do
100 miles to do a second mic.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're like, and then you have to pay too.
Yeah.
I used to do Burt's, and I would just do like do like 4 mics at Burt's.
Burt's is cool. Oh yeah, just put.
Yeah, I would just do that, or like Fourth Wall or something like that. But some of them, it's so like when you'd go, you'd be like,
well,
that guy's either gonna shoot everybody up.
I know. Well, yeah, I mean, comedy is one step below being homeless.
Yeah, and some of them are.
Yeah, there's a lot of homeless people that come to comedy shows, like the open mics. But my problem with the mics. Any open mic's gonna have this problem because it's all comics, mostly comics.
Yeah.
So you start playing to the back of the room, right? Like if you're making comedians laugh, it's with inside jokes that are not going to do anything for you on the road, where comedy really happens. You know? Yeah. Or a live show, but even worse, like if they're just not paying attention, like they're all writing in their notebooks, and I'm just standing, I'm talking to the top of people's heads as they look down in their notebook. It's like, what the fuck?
Totally.
You know, at least like the drunk guy at the bar. If I get his attention, like, oh, this joke has something in it.
Yeah.
That fucking one-eyed, guy who's 19 rums in is like, what the fuck? Like he like turned his head to look at me like, oh, there's something here. So I find like I can imagine that would be hard. But like, how long are you doing those for? You like broke out and started doing more shows?
I would say probably 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah. I was still doing like decent shows during that time, but like really like I feel like my first road gig, it was about like 3 years.
Dude, that's what I try to tell people who are non-comics. Like, oh, it seems like so fun. It's like, you have any idea how much fucking garbage you have? It was probably for me. Jeff started taking me on the road about 15, 18 months in. But I was still doing mics. I'll still do a fucking open mic.
Yeah.
I'm not above it. I am not above it.
If I want to work something out, because for me, I feel like open mics in my mind is just for me to say it aloud.
Yeah.
And just like get it out of my mouth, beats, feel what it feels like.
They're trying to get the cadence down. But that's the thing, like, if you told somebody like, oh yeah, well, like, and they see it do like the Comedy Store, right? Like, oh, that's awesome. Like, how do I get into this? It's like, oh, for 3 years, tell jokes to 4 people who fucking hate your guts.
Literally, that's exactly
every
what
night.
It is.
And then maybe one day you'll get in here.
And even then, I think
one day you'll do this unpaid show at the belly room. Like
100%. The real thing to do is to be able to like make friends with someone who's a headliner and then be able to like go on the road with them. I feel like that's
it's just that. I mean, every opportunity all comics get to begin is from other comics.
Yeah.
There's no fucking manager or agents like, oh, let me pluck you out of obscurity. It's always some other comic who's higher up the food chain. Like, oh, that was funny, man. You want to come do this show? Or hey, they recommend you to do whatever, the improv. Like, it's always another comic giving your way in.
Always.
Which is it's nice, but it's also weird because comics are fucking, they can be crazy.
Yeah, it can be tough. Like who you go on the road with, you're like, oh god.
That must be So you've done the road. Like, is that? I can't imagine as a female comic that must be.
It just depends on who you go. It just depends on who you go with. Like I've gone with older male comics, and it's been real. Everyone.
I would hope they would be professional.
Everyone I've ever gone with has been very, very great.
That's what I'm saying.
I've never had.
I would think I'd be professional, but I can imagine how that could be an issue. With other comics. Oh,
for sure. I think it can be kind of dicey depending upon, and it depends too if you like to dip your toes in the comedy world with that type of vibe too.
Have you dated comedians?
I have once.
Okay. What's his name?
It's I
don't say Matt Rife.
It was really good until it wasn't, but it was.
I won't make you say his name.
I would. He's never, awesome. He's great.
We don't name names on this podcast. I was obviously joking.
But you're like, what if I was like,
how long did you guys date?
Not for. I mean, we were like on and off for a while. It was one of those things. I was so reluctant to being with. the comic.
You were the one.
Oh, I did not want to be with the comic.
Were you guys roughly at the same spot, or was you more famous? Were you more famous?
He was definitely like doing random headlining, but like somewhat on the same level. But like,
because that must be weird. I can't even imagine that. Like if I'm dating a comic and she takes shit, I'm like, oh, I mean, I'd be happy for her.
She flies off. She's like, come on.
No, I'd be happy for her, but I'm like, I'm about to lose like my girlfriend and spots.
I'm gonna lose her and everything.
Yeah, I'm gonna lose stage time and my girlfriend all in one fell swoop.
It could be fun though if you were like dating a comic and you guys went on the road. I think it could be fucking really fun. But also too depends.
I think that could be a relationship ender. Mikey, could you travel across the country doing basically door-to-door sales with the girlfriend. That's what comedy is. You're a fucking door-to-door salesman, basically.
Sounds pretty rough.
Yeah.
It's a lot of alone time with just people. I can't even like work with someone and then go home with like too much time around one person.
Yeah, I can go on vacations with a lady. I love doing that.
Yeah.
You know, like I've done that plenty with girlfriends. But like the idea of working with a girlfriend every day, it's like I feel like that's you just like
it becomes a lot.
Like
it becomes
you
a
want
lot.
them to be like associated with the fun part of your day.
Yeah.
Not the work part of your day. And not the
But
comedy.
it depends on how you feel. Yeah.
Not that comedy's not fun, but like, you know, if you're buzzing up there, what if you bomb and she doesn't, or if she bombs and you don't, then you always got to console the other.
Tough.
You got to
It
console
can
the
be
other
tough.
one, right? Like there's that whole thing.
Yeah. I also think too, it's like there's nothing more fun than going on the road with a friend.
Oh, for sure. I mean,
Like,
yeah,
it's just
that's
fun.
That's why I've been so fucking blessed to travel. I mean, I was friends with Jeff before I started doing comedy.
Yeah.
He like, you know, didn't talk me into it, but he was like, "Oh, you can do this."
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's fucking great. Like I told him, I was like, dude, I would go to fucking, you know, Columbus, Ohio, just to hang out with you for the weekend, just to fuck off.
Yeah.
And you're gonna give me 5 paid shows? Yeah, I'll do that too.
You're like 100%.
Yeah, like 100% do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I would have gone just for the fun, you know. But so it's nice. But yeah, I feel like whenever you like work, like you see that with, like some couples, like they'll own a business together.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you know, we own a restaurant together. I'm like, you guys are gonna get divorced in fucking 6 months.
Yeah.
Like
I loved having like friends with benefits with my bartenders though. I loved that. That was my most favorite thing in the world.
oh, when you were a bartender.
When I would bartend, I loved
that industry.
That was like,
industry. They're all fucking each other.
everyone's fucking each other, but you go to like you almost feel like you're going to war with that person, and then it's like you get like a level of trust with the person that you work with in that way.
But does it ever like? Is there ever conflict when? Because you guys. I'm sure you guys are hooking up, and then he fucks some other waitress or some other bar back, and you're like, oh no, like then everybody's like, it's very incestuous.
Well,
and people get catty and jealous.
I think it was kind of like it never was a problem. Most of the time, the ones that it was kind of like a kind of known that you didn't like double dip.
Okay.
And then the ones that I knew were double dipping, when I knew that he was like, I had a feeling I would stop. We would stop. I was like, well, I'm not even.
You don't want to create that friction.
And I would like. There was one time I knew the chick, and I was like, you know what? Because most of the time if I was doing it, I was not letting people. No one knew that we were doing anything.
Smart.
So I would kind of like figure out.
That's
by
how I
just
do it,
like,
man. I keep my fucking business to myself.
I think it's smart. You don't let
invite
people
people
know.
into that.
I think that's
Just
the way to
causes
do
havoc.
it.
Causes havoc.
Because even though women like love to talk about their relationships with other women, like that's like a thing that we do. We love to just like. And I got to a point where I'm like, I'm not doing that shit anymore. Like when I really like, I'm not fucking talking about my shit with my friends.
Actually, speaking of bartenders, I went through 3 bartenders at the same bar because of that bullshit.
Yeah?
Well, I dated one of them.
Yeah.
And then it didn't work out. But I'd go hang out at the bar.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, yeah, he was a great guy. So I started dating one of the other ones. And that didn't work out. But she's like, oh, it was fun. It just didn't work out. The new girl, she came rolling along. I went 3 for 3 on the new bartender at one bar once.
That's kind of how it happens. Like my one place I worked for like almost like I was there for a very long time. I probably by the end went through almost every single person.
What did you? Oh Jesus!
No, I'm just kidding.
Men,
Guy
women, and
girl.
children.
Yes.
Guy and girl, and theys. I don't even.
And theys. It was like not a night sex, but like making out, all the things. Like
was this like a fancy bar here in LA?
No, it was a sports bar. It was the Parlor.
Where's that?
It used to be like off of Melrose and Alta Vista. It was like
it was hip.
The sports bar, and then it like was not.
Because I live in West Hollywood. I'm looking for a fucking sports bar.
There's none. I've been trying to find one. I cannot find a good one.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you can go to like Pump, and I'm like, that's a gay bar, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I sometimes go to, I think it's Goal or something like that but like, there's not a whole. I have not, and then people go to Saddle Ranch. I'm like, I would rather kill myself.
I know. Is it like our gay guys? Gay guys got to be into sports.
Yeah,
right?
I have one of my 2 most favorite gay guys. They're my football guys. I go and watch football with them all the time.
I mean, like guys like sports, and then sports have jack dudes in it, so gay guys must love sports.
Yeah,
like that would make sense to me.
Yeah, it does make sense. I love them. I sometimes like I'm watching the game and then I'm also watching their dicks pop around. Like when they do slow mo, I'm like
slow mo. I mean, there is something to that. Like, I don't know why, this whole, like, women in sports thing. It's like, if the women, like women's tennis does really well. It's like, because the chicks look hot in tennis skirts. Not to be a chauvinist pig, but, sex sells, right? Like
it really does.
NBA players are good looking guys. They're all jacked wearing tank tops. I don't see women complaining about this. You know?
No, I would prefer for their pants to be tighter.
You want to go back to the 80s short shorts?
We can't do that now with the
Dick's
black
got
guys
too
playing.
big since then. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, too many white guys. The shorts are too short. You'd be looking at a lot of bell ends. It'd be inappropriate for the youth.
It'd be too much. They slip around, ball falls out.
A ball falls.
I would really love sports then. I'm just kidding. No women's like, please, I hope his balls fall out. No woman's ever said that.
I've had this. You know Janelle Draper, right?
Yeah.
So she loves balls.
Yeah.
And I'm
really?
like, nobody loves balls.
The last guy
I don't even
dated,
think women like dicks. I think they tolerate dicks.
No, the last guy I dated, I loved his balls. He had the most
what was up with his
perfect
balls?
balls. They were nice and taut. They were perfect. I was just like all about his balls, his everything.
So saggy balls no good?
Not a fan.
Okay.
Not a fan.
Because I feel like the balls are an afterthought. Even for guys, like I don't, stick to the.
Yeah, we
stick
can
to the
tell
shaft
that
and head.
they're an afterthought for you guys.
Yeah, just stick to the shaft and head.
I think that does it not feel good when a girl
my
plays
life
with
would
it?
be better if I didn't have balls.
They seem like they would be annoying. Like when you run, do they flop around? Do you
I mean,
feel
they
them?
can. Yeah, that's why you wear those. That's why you wear boxer briefs.
Yeah,
keep
like
in
something
place.
really tight,
Yeah, you
like
gotta
almost
get
like a sports
Well,
bra
yeah,
for your
sports.
dick.
Yeah, exactly. You have tits and we have balls. You got to put a sports bra on.
I wear like 2.
You strap them down with fucking
I'm like
duct tape.
taping them down. I'm like, wait, bitches can't
Get
move.
ready for a drag show. You just write yourself in
literally,
cellophane.
literally, I'm like, do not sag, bitches.
No, you're.
Yeah, but I got the natural titties, so
good
so
for you.
nature is coming.
Are you
Nature's
think you're
coming.
gonna get them done?
Huh?
Do you think you'll ever get them done?
For sure. When they start to droop,
See,
I will.
That's
100%.
That is so reasonable. I feel like I look around LA. Some of these girls like 20. They're fresh out of college, fake boobs. Well, I'm like, your boobs are brand new. That's like driving a car off the lot and getting the tires replaced. It's like they're brand new.
Well, sometimes people want rims.
Yeah, but I mean, they're 22 years old. They're all perky. It's like just.
Well, I think it's all about the nipple.
Wait for 3 years.
I think titties are all about the nipple.
Oh, you're gonna get your nipples reformed?
No, but I'm just saying, I think what makes a really good set of titties is the nipple.
Oh, what makes it a titty is the nipple,
Yeah.
according to television.
According to television.
Yeah, if you could show all of the tit, but you cannot show any areola and no nipple.
Yeah.
That's when it becomes too racy for TV.
Too much.
Right? Even on Instagram, you can show everything.
I think you can show now nipples a little bit. On Instagram.
Well, I mean, some of these OnlyFans girls would disagree. They're getting fucking canceled left and right.
Yeah.
But I mean, I know
I love Emily Ratajkowski, so sometimes her little nipples are out.
Oh, well, you can see hard nipples under a t-shirt. They allow that.
Yeah, but you can see. But you can't be
Yeah, but she's also so famous they're not going to fucking
tit
care.
out. You can't be like that.
Yeah, I can see 3/4 of her asshole on Instagram.
Guys are like, yes.
But
do you like an asshole? Or are you thinking ooh, yeah,
I mean, I don't like the look of I like the idea of a woman's entire body.
Yeah.
But I don't have close-ups of assholes on my phone.
I think there's definitely someone out there that does.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, people are into feet and underarms. Have you seen this nonsense?
I have not seen the underarms. I can see the feet.
Really?
I can understand it to an extent.
Sounds like you're doing a lot of foot jobs in your day.
No, but I was getting a massage today and she was walking all over my back and doing all this crazy shit with her feet. And I was like, you know what? I'm not even, I don't have a dick. I don't have anything. I just watched a podcast recently with someone that had a foot fetish. And I was like, this guy would love this woman. She probably does some crazy shit with her feet.
No. How does that develop, the foot fetish?
They say that it's when they're on their stomachs crawling, when you're a baby and you see the feet and something hits your...
Oh, so I probably saw some ugly feet as a kid. And fuck that.
I actually have no idea.
My dad's toes gross me out, so I don't want to fuck any feet.
No, but you might have just been I don't know, just maybe the carpet just didn't rub it the right way. I think I've seen nice feet though, where I'm I used to have a petty daddy back.
Yeah,
in the day.
but I wouldn't want to get jerked off by them.
No, it'd be interestingly weird.
You know what's better than your feet to jerk me off with? Your hands, or best yet, your mouth.
I know. I won't even fuck with the hand job. I'm you can do it better. I'm tired. I won't do it.
I'm good for you, because I feel the same way. A hand job from a woman, it's it's
like a full start to finish hand job.
Yeah, I don't got time for that.
My first hand job I ever did, I wanted to do one so bad, and so I used to carry lube around.
Wait, what? Wait a minute.
I was I did,
Wait,
but I didn't
You
understand.
carried lube for
No.
hand jobs?
Yes.
Not even to have sex. You're like, let me get.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna give my first hand job this year.
And also lube. You
No,
can just
just
use
wait.
lotion.
No, just
like
wait. What I
multi-purpose
chose.
Vaseline.
No, I chose the heating one. So this poor guy probably was just like, you're already on fire from a hand job. And I was like, I got like the heating.
She jerked him off with Tiger Balm.
And I was really scared. Like I was like a little paranoid of penises at that point. I like still wanted to give one. So I gave it like that. Like I was just like.
The look away.
I'm like, do you like it?
The no look HJ.
He's got like a fucking fire coming from his dick. He's like, I guess just it's done.
You're like you fuck one of these survivors starting a fire. Just
I'm like, this is what you're supposed to do, right?
I think that's how you jerk a guy off.
I was stoked about it.
Did he come?
No. We got interrupted though. The cops came. It was at a house party. He was probably like, thank God.
I wonder what happened to this guy.
If he would have came, I would have been frightened.
What's this guy's first name?
Trey.
Trey, if you're within earshot of this, please reach out to me and DM me on Instagram so we can talk. We can follow up on this failed hand job story.
No, I need to be in it. Like,
no, we'll have her back. We'll have Laurie back.
Did you get to redeem yourself, or did he never call you again?
No, I hung out with him a little bit more after that, but yeah. But then I got a boyfriend shortly after.
Are the Christian Scientists weird about sex the way the Catholics are?
I think but listen, once my dad got sick, and so once my dad got sick and we gave him chemo, we were kind of like, you were excited. Like you couldn't really go to the church.
That is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
You guys tried to prolong your father's life.
It was
and they
a
were
huge.
Like, you're banned.
It was an issue even within like our internal family.
Oh
like
my God.
even giving him like a morphine pump, like the last month of his life was like a very big deal within our family.
That's crazy.
But I mean, we were already horrible Christian scientists
do they
because I was like popping Addy.
Do they believe in like surgery?
Well, this is the thing.
Like, what if you break your arm? Leave it.
No, there's
like, my
mom told me that like growing up that there were people that she knew that children broke their arm and they prayed and the arm got set. But then there's also Christian scientists.
How is that scientist? That's
I know.
Anti-science.
I know. I have a bit where I'm like, where's the scientist part? Like, how did you get that?
What if you get in a car wreck and you need like a blood transfusion?
I think that there's like an element of it to where like,
yeah,
they probably, but there's people whose children
like yeah, you can go get surgery, just no anesthesia. Like what?
Well, my mom got all 4 wisdom teeth pulled with nothing.
Whoa.
Nothing.
Dad, your mom's a trooper.
I know, but you should see like the littlest bump now. She's sensitive.
She found drugs and she ain't going back, baby.
She's a sensitive woman. But like my mom was like, there's people who children have died from like an ear infection.
Jesus.
So it's controversial. Like right now, it is very controversial on like.
Do they believe in abortion? Because that's the medicine. That's just sucking that fucker out.
I doubt it.
Okay.
I mean, but I don't remember being like. But I was so like in my own world. Like I was just like not paying attention at all. But I don't remember being hit with such hard stuff.
Okay.
Like no sex. No. Like it is in other places that I would go. Do you know what I mean? Like when I would go
evangelicals who are like fucking, promise rings and shit.
But like when I was little, like when I was in preschool, my mom was trying to find a preschool for me. No, because a lot of preschools back in the day would be in churches.
Yeah.
A lot of them wouldn't take us because I was a Christian Scientist. Wow. The Methodists were the only ones that would take me.
Okay.
And they probably really
hooked up with a nice
it.
Methodist boy eventually.
Sweet little Methodist boy.
Yeah. How old were you when you lost your virginity?
17.
17. All right. That's
I did a whole promise ring ceremony the year before though.
Did you fuck the guy with the promise ring or some other dude?
No, he definitely was far from his promises at that point. But I was in love. I was a stage 5 clinger. I was with him for like 7 years after that. I was like, we had sex. We will get married.
Oh, really? Did you guys get married?
No. We were.
Have you been married before?
No.
Good for you. Smart move.
Not been married.
Keep it that way.
I've been single for like about 10 years.
10 years?
Yeah.
You've had no relationships in 10 years?
Really? Like I've dated and stuff like that. But
what's
like.
What's that about?
Let's
delve into that before we wrap up here.
I know. I just haven't met anyone where I'm like, yeah, I want to be like, I'll be exclusive with someone for a couple of months. And then I'm kind of like.
Okay, so you have dated around.
I've dated and stuff, but like.
You've started, but it never went anywhere.
But not being like, oh yeah, like this is my boyfriend. I love you. Okay. I think my last one really fucked me up.
What's up with that? What did he do?
Who
did he fuck? He shouldn't have.
Well, he was like, he got really into drugs. I didn't know. And he was like a football player, really awesome.
How do you not know he was into drugs?
I didn't know that he was. I thought he was just really
Pills?
depressed. Yeah, I think it was. I
Those
think
pills
there
will
was a
get you.
little mix. He would kind of go off and disappear,
Yeah.
and then like, but I wasn't sure what exactly was going. I didn't know until
Was it opioids?
yeah, and then I think it was
those
honestly
fucking things are the devil, man.
yeah, and then but then like it became meth because like there is
Yeah, it
you know a
ratchets up.
whole thing.
Meth because it's Texas.
Well, yeah, we were in Oregon, so it was.
Jesus,
But
yeah.
I think he was. I think at the time when I was with him, I think he was like just getting that first kind of because I think when you first start doing drugs and really kind of get into the addict phase of it, it's kind of like you're like doing good still in some weird way. Do you know what I mean? You just kind of get repressed and pulled away.
Like that makes perfect sense. Like it's. I feel like all addicts, especially drug addicts, like it's fun until it becomes a burden.
Yes.
Like the way up is always a good time. Like
100%.
like the first 1,000 times I had a drink, it was great. Now I'm like, enough with the hangovers. You're like,
totally. You're like,
like,
God,
it's starting to wear thin.
Yeah, you're like, this is a problem.
Yeah,
You
it
wake up
loses
next to
novelty
somebody,
after a
you're
while.
like,
Now it's just a fucking bad habit. Doesn't even make
Yeah.
me feel any better.
Completely.
It's only I can go to sleep now is with a whiskey.
Yeah, you're like, I just need this. I need to sleep.
Yeah, it's like coffee. It used to be like, oh, this peps me up. Now it's just like, where the fuck is my
You're like,
coffee?
I need it to shit.
I cannot take my morning shit without a coffee. I gotta stay regular.
Must.
All right, let's get into a little news here.
Let's hear it.
All right. This just in, dude. I saw this yesterday, man. Apple says it will get rid of the green text bubbles for non-iPhone users in 2024. Apple intends to adopt a popular encryption standard promoted by Google, which may eliminate the green bubbles on the iPhone. The company announced on Thursday that it will add support for rich communication services and other preferred encryption standards so that all text will appear blue.
Are they that desperate for money?
No, listen, you can't discriminate in any way anymore. Right?
It's crazy.
Like, bigotry is completely unallowed. But this was the one place you could still be bigoted against people with fucking green text bubbles.
Yeah, when I would get one, when I would like be talking to a guy and I'd get that, I'd be like, oh.
Exactly. How am I going to know to ignore poor people if their texts come in blue too?
I know. I mean, now I don't even know who's important now because everyone's got a goddamn check. It's like
this cannot stand.
I'm not for that at all.
I don't see color in real life and race, but I see color on my phone.
100%.
And I want my text coming in blue. I don't save your number in my phone if it comes in green.
No.
You stay as just a number.
As you should. As you should. As you should. Are we serious?
That's crazy.
That's crazy to me. It's like, just make them get a new phone.
But that is a branding thing. Like, I feel like Apple would like that's like part of
I feel
the
like
cachet.
that's, yeah.
Right? Am I crazy about that?
No, and I think you're 100% right.
Mike, you
and
got an iPhone, right? I hope. Okay.
I think though the people who have the green love every person I know that has like an Android feels a lot of pride in fucking up the whole text thread.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. When they send an emoji and it comes in fucked up.
Yeah.
Or they send you a video and for whatever reason it's like compressed.
Or every heart is like, Stephen hearted it, Bob hearted it.
I hate that. I hate that. So weird. Apple, do better.
Yeah.
Do better. All right. According to a study, sperm is a natural antidepressant for women. According to a study conducted on 293 female college students at the State University of New York and Albany, I got to go to Albany because it sounds like 293 women ate sperm. Exposure to semen can lower symptoms of depression. One teaspoon of semen contains over 200 proteins and several helpful vitamins and minerals, including vitamin C, calcium, chlorine, citric acid, fructose, and much, much more. It's shown to lower depression in women. So, I got to ask you, have you ever, swallowed and felt better afterward?
Yeah, because it's done. I finished. That's why they feel better, because they're not giving head anymore.
I was more depressed when I was blowing this guy. I'm so happy now that I'm not.
The serotonin hits after you're finished. You're like, God, thank God.
That study 100% was written by 3 male college professors. Like, hey man, how do we get our wives to suck our dicks more?
How do we get to ask all of the female co-eds if they swallow?
Yeah. How do I get a blowjob from my wife on a day that isn't my birthday? Let's tell her it's good for depression.
Are people not blowing like that?
Oh, married guys don't get any.
I feel like that's the way you keep a man, is blowing him a
men are pretty easy. Men are pretty easy.
But I mean,
touch
I've been in a relationship in 10 years.
Yeah, touch it, feed me, don't talk to me. That's all.
You're like, you need that. You seem sad. You seem sad today.
Yeah, that is weird that like wives. I feel like women get divorced and they blame them. Oh, you weren't paying attention to me. And it's like, but then you won't blow your husband. Of course, they're going to pay attention if you're not blowing him.
But who's eating the puss? Because a lot of men do not eat puss.
Who are you dating? Black guys? What is going on?
I'm not. I'm saying that, like, I have a lot of friends in the South whose men do not eat their pussy.
Really? That's like a thing in the Italian community. And I also, I mean, it was in the black community. I don't know if it still is. But in the Italian community, it was like a thing.
I've never met a black guy that wasn't into it.
Well, yeah, I mean, because I hope they're decent human beings.
Yeah.
But I like it. But like, that's the thing. Like, the idea that, like, oh, you're a weak man if you do that. It's like, what?
It's the weirdest
it's
thing.
It's pussy, dude. It's what I get out of bed every morning for. It's the only reason I put my feet on the ground is try and get laid and have a laugh. You know. Like,
yes. And like,
guys aren't eating pussy these days.
No, I mean, I've not met a guy that hasn't, but
not the guys I keep company with. Yeah, they don't get a second date if they don't eat this fucking minge.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. Like, it has to happen. But I know people who like are in marriages where like, and I know a lot of women that don't like it. I think that I will say this, like, depending upon certain areas, like I remember growing up and everyone was like, vaginas. Like, even dudes were like,
oh, vaginas are gross looking.
Vaginas.
I mean, if you just look at it in the abstract, both penises and vaginas are weird looking.
They're weird looking for sure.
But it's pussy, so we know we like it.
But like, I'm going to tell you, a beautifully crafted dick. There's
I don't know about that.
Yeah, like when the
dicks are funny.
When the mushroom's like a little bit bigger and it's like
a weird. It's yeah. Well, I don't have that vibe. That's how I know I'm heterosexual. But it's also just a weird appendage. There's no bone in it. It's like a weird sponge.
But you can still break it.
Yeah, somehow.
I wonder if they should do a study about, does eating pussy make you happy too?
Well, eating pussy gives you throat cancer, according to Michael Douglas.
Well, it also, I heard that giving blowjobs can give you throat cancer too.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a lie.
I've heard
it. But the one about vagina is real.
I don't believe it. I don't believe
that one's a lie.
I don't.
But the vagina one's real.
There is no way that Catherine Zeta-Jones's pussy gave him throat cancer.
No, he just ate so much pussy over the years.
I thought it was that you get gonorrhea in your throat.
Well, no, it's not gonorrhea. I think it's HPV.
Oh, I'm so glad that HPV is finally catching up to the men.
Yes. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Isn't it genital warts and they rebrand it as HPV?
I mean, they rebranded all of them. When I was a kid, it was STDs. Now it's STIs. I'm like, when the fuck did we change this?
Man.
Right?
I'm scared of those, though. I'm not going to lie.
Really? What are you, fucking homeless people?
No, but I just, like, I always am,
in
like,
this day and age,
I want people to get, I get nervous about it.
Really? Are you sleeping around that much?
No, not at all. But, like, I don't know about what the person I'm fucking is doing.
Yeah.
You can't control that.
Yeah,
people have sex without condoms a lot. Majority of people don't use condoms.
Why would you if you don't have to? I mean, we live
and I agree.
We live in California, not Dallas. We can get rid of a problem here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, but then you go and you get an STD.
But I feel like you would know if you had, like, I get tested.
Yeah,
I've been tested.
But I don't think
I don't get tested before every partner.
No.
Like you go when you go checked up, twice a year. Looks like you get your teeth checked twice a year. You go to the doctor you just go twice a year.
If I'm gonna get real nasty with a guy, I'm like, we need to get tested.
Real nasty? What are you gonna fucking drink his blood? What's the difference?
I'm gonna like eat his ass and do all the things.
You're gonna eat his ass, even big fucking get like hose him down.
I need to see a food journal.
Oh yeah, the kids are into the eating ass these days. It's a little food journal. That's so fucking creepy.
This is so gross.
You can only have salads for 2 days before.
You can only
clean them out. You just get a colonic before he comes over to your apartment. I think these might be related.
What is it?
So I see two articles here. One of them it says a study found that 1 in 4 young adults in the U.S. will be single for life. It's kind of crazy. 1 in 4, and
hey, I mean, I'm right here.
Oh. We got two. We got two.
I was just.
We got 2. So there's a chance for me. I think that means, guys. There's a chance that I'll be okay.
1 in 4, man.
Yeah, but I think there's a correlation here. According to a study, 1/3 of married couples were originally a hookup.
I believe that.
But that's the thing about, like, some women are like, oh, I just want to do the random hookup. Like, it's like that's how every relationship starts.
Yeah.
You find someone sexually attractive. Only then, when you get to know them, do you find like, oh, this person's great, this person's kind. Oh, I actually love this person. No one ever starts with love and then moves over to attraction.
Sometimes I love starting as friends. Like, I love whenever.
Yeah, but I'm sure you find the person physically attractive.
Yeah.
So, all you need for a hookup is the physical attraction. Mm-hmm. I could hate your personality, but still be physically attractive.
See, I need a little bit of something.
What does that mean? Like money? I need like $1,500 and I'll fuck anybody.
Honestly, right in my Venmo right now. Let's go. No, but I need banter. Like if I have good banter with somebody,
Okay.
like a good, almost like a ping pong, I'm like, okay, we're gonna have good
Okay.
sex.
This is like a Love Island UK.
Huh?
It's like a Love Island UK episode. Do you watch that?
No.
Oh, so the British talk about that. in the
Really?
dating world. Oh, we've got good banter.
Yeah, I love a good banter. That gets me that gets me going.
All right.
I need a little bit of that,
All right.
just a bit.
What kind of guys you typically date? Are these just all these bar backs and shit? All these bartenders?
Oh my god, the only bartender. No, I honestly surprise myself sometimes, but I used to really like athletes. That was really what I was into.
Which sport?
Football.
Okay.
My ex was
Well,
a football
fucking
player.
Texas, all right.
Yeah,
Or
I really
Oregon,
like. I really loved that type, and then
Yeah, that type. Dumb.
not all of them.
I know, I'm kidding.
But they did. Have you ever seen the study that they did at I can't remember what school it was, Purdue, and they were saying that like at the beginning of the season, like they're at the beginning of their season and at the end of the season, their brain cells really do.
Well, that's
like,
the thing.
lessen.
They're getting small head trauma all day, and they're not dumb. They also just have no time to do anything but football.
No.
So
They also don't like let them. Like,
yeah, no,
they
yeah,
don't let
they
them.
don't go to class.
Like
Yeah.
when
It's a
I
24-hour,
Yeah.
7-day-a-week job, and it comes with head trauma. So of
yeah,
course, they're going to.
and they don't want them to do majors that are going to take time away.
Hell no.
And they
No.
even like through high school get to like coast because they're like, oh, we just got to pass them so we can do.
Oh yeah, well
sports.
I used to work for the hockey team at my college, and they would the fucking coaches would tell them, here are the classes, here's the the easy
Yeah.
classes on the
Yeah, this is
school
what you need
agenda.
to do.
Yeah, stick to Russian literature. That woman's crazy. She'll give everyone an A. You know.
Yeah.
Take this business development class. That's a bullshit class. They'll give you an
Yeah.
A. Like the coaches just tell them what the easy classes are.
That's the easy one.
Yeah. So football players.
Yeah.
What are you dating now? Comics,
No, but I do.
MMA fighters.
I like him to be funny. I like him to be like I'm into. I've since I'm a ginger, I don't really date other gingers, so
Okay.
I like for them to be.
I like them to be black.
No, I just like I like tall, dark, and handsome types. But I also I am tall, but like I do sometimes end up with like 5'8", 5'7".
Well,
Not
that's-
5'7". I lied. Like 5'10".
That's another thing
5'11".
women lie about too. Like, oh, every woman, I want a guy who's over 6'2". It's like that's less than 2% of men.
But-
so but also,
Yeah.
also women, you couldn't. If I gave you, just a blank measuring stick, mark 6'2" on this, you would have no fucking idea. Like,
I can kind of tell.
based
Only
on your own
because
height.
yeah, they'd be
But
like
also,
my height.
like I said, I feel
But
like
I love the personality of a guy that's like about 5'10".
Well, no, but that's what I'm saying. I feel like women don't know what they want till they meet the guy, and like, he's doing it for me.
Yeah.
You know, like guys are very simple. Like, oh yeah, I like I like him blonde hair and big tits. Like, and,
Yeah.
and a guy will like that. A woman, it's like, oh well, I gotta meet him. You know, like I got to interact with him to know if I'm into him.
And that's kind of how
you know?
I feel now. I used to be very specific about what I kind of liked, and now I'm open to it.
Okay.
I kind
Open
of
to women? Are we doing women now too? LA.
No, I've definitely I've had a threesome before, but like I'm not.
2 dudes? I caught you in a little lie right there, didn't I? Are you into women? No, not really, but I have had a threesome before. 2 dudes.
I've had both, but like
2 chicks? Nice.
No.
Film that for me next time. Little 3-way lesy action.
But
I like
yeah,
it.
no, I'm like, I think women are really, really beautiful, but I'm not like, I don't. I had one time where a girl did hit on me when I was bartending back in the day, and I still sometimes I'm like, I should have gone out with her because she like left her number. It was like and the way she did it, I was like leaving the place with like a kick in my step. I was like,
Okay.
I get it. I get why you guys. Feel
Well,
good.
I feel like a woman could hype another woman up better than a man could.
Yeah,
You know, they
but
know the buttons to hit to be like, oh wow, she really.
yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm more into men.
Okay.
For sure.
So, are you gonna be single for life? Are you part of that statistic? 1 in 4,
No, I hope
or
not.
or you think you're like gonna settle down and have
I want to settle down for
Do you
sure.
want kids and all that?
Yeah, I just gotta freeze these
lunacy.
fucking eggs. I gotta freeze these fuckers.
It's lunacy.
It's crazy though because
I'm trying to talk everyone out of having kids.
Well-
No one will listen to me.
I want the option.
Yeah.
I'm like I go and like
that is an unfair advantage of men. I mean,
Yes.
fucking Robert De Niro's 82, he's having a kid. You know?
yeah. I mean I don't know how well it shoots and like what
Well enough to get a
what's
bitch
cooking,
pregnant.
what's cooking in it.
Yeah, it could
how
be a
it
little,
comes
yeah,
out.
It could be a little Down syndrome baby or something.
I don't
God
know,
forbid.
but like yeah, but I definitely I do want kids, but I also want to like have a really strong partner that you know, so I'm not somebody that's like, I have to have them. I'll have it by myself. Like I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, that seems like a disaster.
Right?
Yeah.
I feel like it would just be so like I go and stay with my sister whenever she has her kids, and I'll like help with night feedings, and my brother-in-law is there, but like even just watching them two, I'm like, Jesus Christ, I can't even imagine someone doing this by themselves.
Yeah,
it would be the hard.
Tough,
You'd
man.
have to have money and have like a night nurse. Like there's just no way.
Yeah, when I was in San Jose, I had a good buddy come down. He took the night off to, like, he was off work, left with his wife and his newborn kid with his wife with his 3-year-old son and his newborn daughter, and he was like, dude, I haven't been alone in 8 months.
Yeah.
He's like this night I was just, and we're just smoking weed in front of the comedy club, and he watched the show and, you know, hung out for
Totally
3 hours. But he's like, dude, I haven't had 1 hour alone.
Yeah,
in
you
9
don't.
months. He's like, this is crazy.
You don't. I mean, you really don't. So that's the caveat of it.
All right. Well, hopefully next time you come in, you'll have a
Well, I'm like not desperate for
a new
it.
man, not desperate for it.
Yeah.
Are you not on the apps?
I window shop, but I never end up like
That's what women do, dude.
I'm just like,
Yeah, they're just like, oh, you know, let me get some attention. And anytime you swipe right, it's a match because guys just always swipe right.
oh yeah, oh wait, every guy swipes right.
Well, you've got to play the numbers.
Yeah, 100%.
You know? 'Cause you can match up and then delete the match if you don't like the girl that you match up with.
Well, you guys like come inside of us. It's so much more.
I'm not coming inside of anybody. I don't want
No,
kids.
like, but you're inside of us.
Oh, well, you're inside of me with you spiritually. your aura, your fucking.
Your
the
aura,
medium
you're
told me
just-
your aura is
you're
inside
in
of me.
Oh well, in that case, if the medium told you, okay.
A dog psychic.
Yeah, exactly. The fucking dog psychic told me.
Honestly, if I had a dog, I would do it. What if the dog just?
I would do it
shit
just to
about
see,
you?
like, all right, what's this scam here? Like,
I want to know.
I want to say, all right, what am I getting for $250? You know, like,
What if like your dog wasn't a talker?
what if you found out your dog hated you?
Yeah.
Right, and you're like, I didn't want to spend that money.
No, they're just judging. You're like, am I gonna have to get rid of it? Like, what do I do?
Or worse, it likes your ex better than you. It's like, God, I wish I would have went with him. This bitch sucks.
This bitch is horrible.
This was fun.
It was fun. Thanks for having me.
How can the people find you?
Find me on Instagram, Laurie.Douglas.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's the one. No
That's the one.
OnlyFans.
No OnlyFans.
Guys, she's a catch. She doesn't put her pussy on the money or pussy on the internet for money.
I do put my money on the pussy or
Yeah.
pussy on the money.
Pussy on the money. I'm all.
I
loopy.
don't do OnlyFans because I'm like, God forbid you do it and you don't get any subscribers.
Talk about rejection.
Talk about, I'm not.
There's a lot of $14 a month OnlyFans girls out there that are bringing in fucking, quarters.
I feel like it's a saturated market.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true. Like, it just seems. It doesn't seem.
Comics are on it though, like, and people are putting their comedy
Yeah,
up now.
I've seen that.
I think they put up some sexy photos and some comedy.
Actually, I know I have a couple good friends who are comics out in Miami that do that.
Yeah,
And great. I mean, they have a big podcast. They blew up and they're great.
that's
but-
awesome.
I feel like as a man, if I put my fucking dick and balls on there, I won't be taken seriously.
No, I have a friend of mine that I just found or a friend of mine who told me some guy that we went to high school with has an OnlyFans just for his dick.
Just for his dick?
Yeah, I guess he's got a real big schlong.
But like,
And
just pictures of the same dick over and over again. I want to make one for my feet. That's the one. The kink, like,
You should.
that's where the big bucks are.
Someone told me though that like you can't just like post your feet. You have to like dip it in shit. You have to do like holiday
your little
shit with your
mukbang.
feet. You have to like
I'll just step in a cherry pie.
just like tick, tick, tick.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
You could do just like the dirty feet. People love that shit.
Dirty feet.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
Yeah. They like the dirty bottoms of
I
the
hate,
feet.
dude.
People get off
I've
on
made
that.
bitches wash their feet before they get in my bed.
Yeah.
After like in summertime they're walking flip flops out in
Yeah.
the street all day, and we're about to hook up, and I see the bottom of their feet. I'm like, actually, why don't you go put your feet in the bathtub for a little bit?
I honestly like when I'll like
Bring that shit in the bed.
I will like go into the bathroom and like
Yeah,
if my
get a
feet
little-
are I will rinse my feet off.
I'd say so
100%.
will I. Get a little washcloth.
Just like why not?
So you go, she's clean. Guys, she's got clean feet, a clean butthole. Find her on Instagram at Laurie.Douglas.
Super clean.
So much fun. Thanks for doing this, girlie.
Thanks for having me.
All right, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Rate, review, subscribe, all that good shit. We love you guys. Check you next week. See you.